Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the second part of Spy Team 67, Loose Lips Sink Ships, with some of the most groovy, the modest, the fabbest spies that one could ever find this side of the Mersey, which is actually either side of the Mersey, doesn't really matter. All sides. Just ferry across the Mersey and you will get there, said Jerry and the Pacemakers. If you know your... Look, it's 19... They were rivals to the Beatles. They actually had the same manager, but they're not as famous. But
I know who they are. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm old. I'm old as fuck.
I feel like you're not as old as I am. I'm just gonna say.
How old are you?
Well, my birthday's in a couple of days, so I'm not yet 50, but I will be in.
Okay, you are a little bit older than me, but not by much.
Nice. You know,
I'm at the start of the decade, so you know.
Fuzzy, I will say, I always knew there was something about you. We're like,
we're old as
actually, we don't exist. We're Gen X, and everybody forgets about us.
Yes. And that's fine because we're just like, whatever about it anyway. Gen X.
So Gen X.
It's my fault. I'm a millennial, so you know.
Look. I do not blame millennials for anything because. So here's the thing. You see, Susie, you wouldn't know this because we don't exist. But everybody's like, oh, millennials. And everything they say about millennials, like, yeah, they said that about us too. Boomers, get something new. Why are you just recycling all your like critiques about us, whatever? And then it's just it's all the same. So it's like
They're getting older, forgetting things, right? Get an entire generation. There
was an infographic on the news and it was talking about like generational attitudes and it had like the silent generation, millennials. No, is it silent generation, boomers, millennials, Gen Z? And I was like,
oh.
Okay, well, all right. That's just
Gen X.
But I'm so happy to have you all here watching our conclusion to this adventure, which is, it's the summer, so I get the opportunity to sort of run things that are whatever they are, and I'm really happy to be running this one, which is the second adventure we've had with this crew, and you never know, because there's always other breaks, probably right around the December, January timeframe, November, December, January. I'm just saying, these things happen. And I was just listening to that song, as a matter of fact, earlier today. But it was really good. But I would like to introduce them before we recap where we're at. So let me think. Best spies ever, inspired by our 1960s spy-fi shows, especially the Avengers, but also Danger Man, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Mission Impossible, I Spy,
Man from U.N.C.L.E.,
Man from U.N.C.L.E., Girl from U.N.C.L.E., The Prisoner.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And
Beach ball phobia.
Oh my gosh. If anyone in the audience has never watched The Prisoner, it's only like 13 episodes long. You should watch it. You should definitely watch it.
Is it only 13 episodes? Yes. Oh my god, I thought it was longer than that.
No, it's really short.
It looms hugely in my childhood consciousness.
Me too. By the way, wasn't it filmed wasn't the town it's filmed in Wales?
Yes. It's, I can't remember what the hell the name of the town is, but yes, it was filmed in a little town in Wales.
It's like Port Marion.
Well, it's not. I don't remember if they built it specific. I think it was specifically built for the prisoner.
Some strange industrialist who really should be an Avengers mastermind built this place to look like an Italian town,
Riviera town kind of thing.
Yeah, and then they used it to go and film this place there because clearly some diabolical mastermind decided that he wanted to make a town just like this.
Yep.
And this is using the system, the Agency, which is a lovely system. And I'll make sure I get the link and I can put it down there for you. But that said, I would like to introduce our players first off, because the players are the ones who bring the joy and also the champagne. And I like, I think last time when we went in alphabetical order forward, so let's go backwards. Susie, who are you and who are you playing?
Hi, I am, oh God, losing my voice apparently. Hi, I'm Susie. I play Diana Darling, who is an homage to my favorite person of that genre, Emma Peel, played by the lovely Diana Rigg, who is a Yorkshire woman, or was a Yorkshire woman, rest in peace. So, but Diana Darling is a socialite. She's fabulously wealthy, she's fabulously connected, and she is extremely selfish, which Trooper did remind us of before the show started. So I'm sure that's going to be fine and won't be relevant at all in this session.
No, I'm sure it won't be.
She's currently dressed like Jane Seymour, if I remember correctly, in a very big hair, tight dress.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With that kind of like oh gosh, very Gibson girl, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
the big hair.
The what was it? The S-shaped corset.
Yes. Oh my gosh! And I was like, why did you do that? Okay, well, you know, nobody knows why. Nobody knows why that happened. I actually. Oh,
fashion.
Rissa, thank you for dropping the link to the Agency in the chat. Thank you very much. He was like, did it for me. It's excellent. And next up, reverse order. Person who I first saw playing RPGs in The Fate of the Anchorman. And I thought to myself, oh, if I ever do a spy show set in the 60s, I need Fuzzy Freaks on that show. It's what happened. It's what happened. Fuzzy, who are you? Who are you playing?
Hi, I'm Fuzzy. I do fuzzy things over on my channel, which is linked in the thing, so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm playing Arabella Biblios, who is a librarian, definitely not into weird occult stuff, and definitely not massively obsessive about, you know, books and weird occult knowledge. Definitely, 100%.
No. And none of that will be a problem.
Oh no! I mean, we're definitely not in a place that's full of weird occult junk right now.
No.
And it's not like Arabella just literally got called out immediately.
Yeah, I'm sure we just went to school together or something. It's,
yeah,
besties, school besties.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, last but not least, Draconique. The French description, this French pronunciation of his name. Drac, who are you and who are you playing?
Yes, hi, I'm Drac or Draconics. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. It's DRAKONIQUES. Kind of stream all over the place. So honestly, just following me there is the best way to figure out what I'm doing any given moment. And today I'm playing Jaden Jackson Quinn. I'll admit it, he's based on an anime character. Shizuo from Durarara. He's just a guy who constantly wears his bartending uniform, nice. Obscenely strong, and a very short fuse. And I was like, I like this guy. He's my favorite character, so I'm just gonna be him. And honestly, Jaden's pretty much the exact same. Short fuse, obscenely strong, and cares way too much about his uniform. Doesn't like anyone messing around with it.
That's fair.
And also very reckless, which is my flaw, which again, like as Susie said, Trooper reminded us of before the game. So I don't think it's gonna become relevant. You know, it's gonna be fine, totally fine.
By the way, just for no particular reason, how much karma does everybody have I'm just curious.
I have 2.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, also 2.
Oh, nice. Awesome. I'm just
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Nice.
remember, karma's important because you can use that to activate your heroic bonus. Also to not die. I mean,
Yeah.
just in case, you were wondering, because those things could at some point in time excuse me for one moment. One moment. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna mute. I'm gonna tell you for a second.
That
That was
terrified me.
a hell of an
Very loud
alarm.
sound.
Yeah.
That's a we want your attention right now.
I like this. Let's do charades. Trooper. So what's it sound
Okay,
like?
how many
2 words.
First word.
Okay.
Oh, the fire alarm. Okay. I will say my recklessness did come into play last time because, like I said, I'm constantly in my bartender uniform, and we got told to change out of it, but
Yeah.
Jaden Jackson Quinn refused to. So he is one of 2 people in this entire event who was not wearing.
We should all vamp
the appropriate
you.
attire. Yes, we can all vamp.
Wait, what's
That's
vamping?
right.
Is that like voguing or?
Filling for time, right?
Oh right, okay.
Okay.
Okay, I can vogue. Badly.
I'm curious, Susie, what other characters you've lifted from anime? You said that in chat, and I'm
Oh.
always a fan of hearing about them.
So, one of the most egregious examples was I was in a worldwide wrestling game, and I basically just stole Dio from JoJo.
Yeah. Oh wait, I heard about this. Yes.
She was even called Dion Brando. And I came in late because I was a guest, and I'd drawn the purple star on the back of my neck. I got my husband to draw it with my makeup on the back of my neck. And I had my chair turned around. I came in like this. Like the
Yes.
whole entrance.
I remember seeing that on Twitter. I remember you posting a pic of the little star as well. Oh god, I love that.
I don't watch anime, so I haven't lifted any characters from that.
How about any of the shows in general?
Not really. They tend to just kind of pop into my head, like without a huge amount of like external influence. Apart from like, wouldn't it be cool if? And then they just kind of go bonk.
Yeah.
And I punch my microphone out of excitement.
Oh.
Keep going. Okay.
Okay.
I remember I guested on a show. It was a very last minute. Okay. Yep. Trooper's back.
Ooh,
Oh.
Trooper's
Are they
back.
he's not. No.
Okay. Well, I'll keep going.
Right, keep
and-
going, Jack.
and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna really flex my anime inspiration muscles. I'm gonna make one character and have multiple different anime references in that character. So I had JoJo. I had because their surname was Brando. I had some My Hero Academia because their powers were ice and fire, and I had it like literally split in half. Their name was Frostburn. Which I found
good.
fun.
Oh, that's cool.
What else? They were part vampire, which is a thing I could do, which was definitely obviously just Dio, but also one of the first like romance anime that I watched and was obsessed with at the time. I think it was like Rosario X Vampire, something like that. I think it was.
Didn't know that one.
I'll be honest, looking back on it, terrible anime.
Yeah.
but that was back when I didn't have much standards for anime. What else? I think in the end I had like a Fullmetal Alchemist reference in there. They had
Very good.
yeah, that was fun. And in the end, I think I had like 8 different anime references in the one character. I'll be honest, it was a
Excellent.
terrible character. It was not cohesive. It was not good. I look back on it with humor and also just absolute cringe. It was terrible.
Hey, look, learning. It's a learning experience.
Yeah.
All right. So last week's episode, though,
Yeah.
we were all in various parts of the world doing our thing, vibing as we do, chilling, reading. Some
Taking Princess for a walk. Yeah.
About to have lunch with Princess Grace Kelly of Monaco in my fabulous car, before we all got notes to go pick up the dry cleaning for father. And that turned out to be another mission, because that's how we get summoned to HQ. And turns out that there were some super secret plans for a super secret submarine that got stolen somehow. 4 parts that belonged to Father, who is Shohreh Aghdashloo.
Great casting.
Icon. We love her. And
Yes.
3 belonging to various admirals.
Admiral Green,
Mustard,
Mustard,
and Scarlet.
Scarlet. I think it was Scarlet. Yeah.
Admiral
Yeah.
Scarlet. Do 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 do.
100% I had the Captain Scarlet theme in my head. We are the voice of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Mr. Ons. So we split up because that is the stupidest decision to make,
Oh, yeah.
but also
Always
the
split the party.
funnest.
Mhm.
Yeah, split the
Yep.
party, and we all went to have conversations with our respective admirals. We had a very intense training exercise with boats and live cannon fire and dry cleaning bills and sinking ships and poor first
Lots of
mates.
huge like murder basements filled with ships in bottle collections.
Murder basement, and then I had a very intense bridge game with an old Victorian lady. But we all discovered there was a common thread, that each one of our admirals belonged to a ship in a bottle building club, led by a Mr. John Yacht. Was it John Yacht?
Yes,
Yes.
John Yacht, and also like and the power behind the throne appeared to be a lady called Jenny Slander.
Mm.
Look at me, I'm taking
Miss-
notes.
Miss Slander was new on the scene, but Mr. Yacht was enamored and fascinated with her spooky occult rituals at their meetings. She was a very big fan of the seance. And so we all sort of wrangled our way to getting invites to the next meeting of the John Yacht Club. And we turned up, and we were told to change into period dress. And now most of us complied, but one of us, who maybe has a bit of a reckless flaw to their character, some would say, refused and was in his bartending outfit. And then we all sat down to dinner, and Miss Slander came out, and she addressed one of us by name, Miss Biblios.
Couldn't be me. Couldn't be me.
And that's when we
Absolutely
ended
not.
last
Yeah.
week, with very dramatic like close-ups on each of our
Yeah.
characters' faces.
The eyes going like
Yes.
it's the crash zoom on the eyes and the look from side to side.
Yeah, you got to get that like lighting though, with just a strip of light
Yeah.
across the eyes to
Yeah.
just really
the
emphasize
Morticia, the
it.
Morticia. Yeah.
Yes.
Gomez.
Eee,
It
the
ended
timing.
round time.
Yes, it. They just turned off the fire alarm. I'm so. Thank you for letting me sit through that. And I took off certain buttons, and I need to clearly bring them back. These buttons, because they are. I had a mute button. Where I was like, oh, mute myself, and I was like, I don't need that button. When would I ever use it? Why would I ever need like a special for me mute button? It's like a special button on my Stream
right.
Deck. I clearly don't need that, but I was wrong. I was like, I removed them so I could have like my, I have my hate raid panic button, which I made that,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, very nice. And I was like, I need space for it, and I was like, oh, I'll just take off my emergency mute button, because and it turns out I did need it. Because so this is what happens. So I live in a university dorm. I have a scholar apartment in a dorm, and over the summer, they bring in summer students, sometimes high school students, sometimes people who are just coming in, and people like that often
Don't have life skills.
don't have life skills, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna go cook some popcorn in the microwave. I wonder how long you're supposed to cook popcorn for. Oh, I know, 20 minutes. And then they put the popcorn in the microwave for 20 minutes, and then they
Good God.
walk away, and they just leave the little kitchenette. And then this happens. This is probably the 3rd or 4th one we've had since the summer started. It's good.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
It's good times. First time it's happened during a stream, because normally it happens late at night. But there you go. But that was
the fire department love you.
Oh yeah, I know. Oh, because they all have to come out. Whenever the alarm goes, they have to come out. And it's always just popcorn, always. Once it was somebody was reheating the pizza in the oven.
Oh no.
did not take out of the pizza box, though.
What?
Yeah.
See, I thought it was going to be a situation that my housemate at university did, where he didn't use a tray to put the pizza on in the oven and just put it on the slats, and then it just all collapsed through the tray thing.
Oh no.
And yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay, how moist is your pizza for that to happen though? Because like most pizzas have got like at least that kind of cohesion. So
It was one of those like, you know,
pizza.
those like ones you go to Tesco and they're like the fresh ones that they make in the shop. Yeah.
Really
Mhm.
just
The dough is like a millimeter.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's one of those.
Oh yes, I remember, because when some of that car must have come from our ties that we had when things got desperate. So, if I recall correctly from our lovely recap, we are currently at the estate of John Yacht, and John Yacht is an industrialist and a shipping magnate, and people laughed at him at university, which I'm sure
Oh god.
will not turn out poorly. And I mean, because that always goes well when people laugh at you at university. And he is like this. He's fabulously wealthy. Could always be more wealthy, I'm sure. And he's sort of built a custom estate outside of London that looks like the Titanic. Sort of like there's like a nice lake, and like the prow of his home is like right there into the lake. And it looks like the giant Titanic. You have to like walk up a gangplank to get into his home. And it is a reproduction of the Titanic everywhere. And on the inside of this place, there's, staterooms. Everything is very period, except that all of a sudden there are like ships and bottles everywhere, because he has been hosting people who are interested in ships and bottles. He's become a ship and bottle patron of the arts, and he has these wonderful parties where people come to talk about the techniques of shipping in bottles. The people who come to these parties tend to be very, very important, high-ranking people with lots of secrets. And recently, he's been inviting Jenny Slander, who is a spiritualist and medium, who's wearing a very stylish muumuu and a turban and chunky jewelry. Susie doubts you can have a stylish muumuu, but I'm telling you, there's paisley. It's a lot of like gold, orange, brown.
I want you to know, Trooper, that when I was a child, I was put into a lot of Laura Ashley dresses.
Nice.
And there was a lot of paisley. So this is a very traumatic moment for me.
You didn't put it in this lines and veils, Paisley. You didn't put it there. I would have known. We'll just veil it. She's wearing a pattern. Rhymes with schmaisley.
A Miss Indian pattern.
Yes, that is correct. And you all have been invited. There were a couple of things that the three admirals, they noticed that they had a dream this morning that Jenny Slander had come to them and asked them how to get to the dry cleaners, which is your headquarters. So that seems distressing. And you've arrived, and you've all been given period clothing. One person has chosen not to wear it. So at this point in time, everyone's in period clothing except for two people, the host and not the host.
Yep.
Jaden. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I think it's fine. John Yacht does not think it's fine. It's all right. And you have all, through your sort of dealing with the admirals, gotten an invitation to this ships and bottle makers weekend in the country. And when you're here, you've come into this dinner, and this dinner is full of you all. It's full of Jenny Slander, John Yacht. They're announcing the dinner for everyone. And a number of other guests, many of whom are quite important, very important people at this party. And Jenny Slander was announcing the party to everyone, and she said hello in a very non-threatening way to Arabella Biblios. At least I would just say it's a sort of non-threatening. I will note that you have 22 threat left in this mission, and when you clear that threat, you clear the mission. And I believe we should begin where we left off. Yes. When Jenny Slander, who is announcing this party with John Yacht standing right by her side, says, so happy all to have you here. Arabella Biblios, she
Arabella.
says, staring you down with a sort of challenge in her eyes.
I give her my best librarian stare back.
Oh, there's a hush over the party with the librarian stare. The minute that stare happens, everyone, for some reason, all decide to hush. It's why? Well, that's the power of the librarian, clearly. And after like a tense moment of silence and quiet, you hear a somebody in this audience. You probably have about 15 or so guests, including yourself, and a number of security, porters, butlers, the help, very burly people of all genders in sort of good period outfits.
The chunk squad.
Yeah, yep. And Arabella says, well, and as she says this, the help, the porters, come and they start delivering food. There's a beautiful, huge turkey that's been delivered, very fancy. And then a lot of the food is actually period, which means there's a lot of alcohol. Because I don't know if you know this, but people drank a lot of alcohol in the past. Like for every course of your meal, there would be another drink. And so they're bringing out all of this food, lots and lots of alcohol. And Arabella looks around, and she's keeping her eyes on Jenny Slander looks around, and she's keeping her eyes on Arabella. She says, well, now that we're being served, I think it is time. Yes. I think it is time for us to have a bit of a party trick. I'm sure all of you here know about the spirits. What you may not know about this estate, built by my host here, John Yacht, is that pieces, they are said, of the original Titanic have been built in this estate. Now I know you're thinking, but no one knows where the Titanic lies, deep in the ocean. Well, perhaps John Yacht might know. Perhaps he might find out. Well, surely you must say, anyone to find out where the Titanic must be would have some sort of amazing submarine. Well, perhaps he does, or perhaps he will. And if he has something that amazing, well, it would be surely a good investment, wouldn't it, gentlemen? And a number of the gentlemen there go, ooh, they're wearing sort of like hats and bow ties that look like businessmen. Some of them look to be perhaps politicians. There's a wide variety of perhaps very wealthy and influential people at this party this evening. And she goes, well, let's see. What you may not know about artifacts is that they draw the spirits. Yes, they draw the spirits, which means this would be the perfect time and place for a bit of a seance. I'm going to need a volunteer to step forward and commune with the spirits. Yes, how about you? And she turns to an older man in a very expensive suit, Savile Row, clean shaven, sort of glasses. I imagine some of you might know who this is. Certainly Diana Darling would know. Arabella Biblios is well read. She might know. Depending on which parties Jaden has been at, he may know. But it is definitely Definitely. The Minister of Defense. Yes, the Minister of Defense. And she just looks at him. And she goes, Minister, as a man who is so solid and in control of his senses, I think that you would be perfect to join my little fun party game of a seance to see if you might be able to commune with, I don't know, the captain of the Titanic or something like that. Why don't you step up and be my little guinea pig?
I would like to incite one of my flaws.
Yes.
I'm gonna yell from where I am and just go, actually, I think I would like to volunteer, if that's okay. No offense, Minister, but I think I have a bit more stones than you do.
Arabella's just like, oh my.
I would like to just hand you back that you have that reckless that's there waiting for you, and now it has come to pass. Your reckless has been resolved as you step forward to volunteer.
Excuse me, pardon me.
And the Minister of Defense, who's standing up, like goes, sits back down as you stride forward. Now John Yacht looks at you with the stinkest of eyes, and he goes, "Excuse me, I notice you're not wearing the suit that I provided for you."
Oh yeah, no, mine was fine, so I just stuck with mine.
And he sort of frowns. He goes,
Try to get going. The audience is waiting. I was gonna just go right past him to Jenny Slander.
Yes, and Jenny Slander, she looks at you, and she goes, "John, have a seat." And John seems quite upset, and he sits down at the table, and he goes, "Well, actually, I have to. I'll be right back." And he sort of drifts off to the edge, and if you notice, this place is sort of lit by kerosene lamps. Yes, right? Like sconces with lamps, right? And the lamps are sort of attached to the walls, and they've got, oil on them.
Is it a twisty secret lamp?
Perhaps. And he goes and he sits by one of these lamps, and the edges of this large dining hall are a little bit dark, and the people come and they sort of like turn down the lamps a little bit so you can barely see the edges, and you've got a number of people around this table and a number of people sort of around the edges you can barely see. And she, Jenny Slander, peers at you and she says, Your name.
It's Jaden Quinn.
No, don't tell me.
Oh.
Don't tell me. It's... The spirits are speaking your name to me.
I just spoke my name.
No, don't say your name. Don't say it.
Okay.
The spirits will tell me what your name is. Your name starts with a letter. It starts with a J. Yes. Jackson? No, not Jackson. Wait. Jaden. Yes, your first name is Jaden. Your last name? Spirits? What is this person's last name?
I just said it.
No, you didn't say it. It is...
Okay.
It is Quinn. Your name is Jaden Quinn.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was really good.
Yes. Thank you. You seem to be strong with the spirits. Do you have a strong will?
I like to think so.
Yes. Come, let us do a little party trick. Now, wait. What is your profession? No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. I feel like the spirits will tell me what it is you do for a living. I will not look at you, so I get no clues about what you might do.
You looked at me.
Yes, no.
Okay.
No, the spirits will tell me. You are something to do with alcohol, perhaps. Yes, something. Oh, spirits, tell me what it could be. I'm hearing something. You are a bartender.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was really good. No one's
Yes.
ever been able to guess as a bartender from me
Yes.
wearing a bartender's
Yes.
outfit.
Yes.
What do you need me to do next? Are you gonna guess my shoe size or?
No. We've already made this connection between us. You can tell that I'm sensitive to the spirits, as are you.
Yeah.
Yes. So, please, I need everyone here, believers and those who are not yet believers, to concentrate, because tonight we shall call forth the spirits. Let us begin. Jaden Quinn, if you would please, tell me something. What is your favorite food?
Oh. I mean, just a classic fish and chips isn't too bad
No.
after long nights of work. Weirdly enough, I'm actually a big fan of granola cereal as well.
Strange.
Yeah, I get that reaction a lot, but I would gladly eat granola cereal for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So I'd probably say that, and then fish and chips is a close second.
I see. All right. Jaden Quinn, I'm going to need you to concentrate. Before you begin, do you have any secrets?
Yeah, plenty.
Ah,
I think most people do.
oh. Do you have any secrets that you might want to keep away from the spirits?
I guess so. Yeah.
All right. Whatever you do, don't think about those secrets. Open your mind and allow the spirits to speak to you. Open your mind and please look into the hypnotic eye. Concentrate.
Okay.
Concentrate. Yes. We shall begin with a threat. We have 22 threat total. This threat that we are dealing with will be let's see. I'm going to call this an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. An 11 threat challenge. The 3 relevant skills that we begin with. And remember, you do not pass this challenge until you get rid of the threat. They are, if you don't mind, wit. Which skills are most relevant? Which 3? I shall say track. Wit, track, and persuade.
Okay.
Yes. Those are the 3 initial relevant skills. In a challenge, there's rolls, die rolls, of course, but I can always spend a threat to make a hazard. And I will spend, before we do our regular rolls, and I will spend one of those threats for a hazard. And that hazard will be directed at you, Jaden. And it will be an occult roll, specifically. As she says,
Okay.
open your mind. Concentrate. Concentrate. Look into the hypnotic eye. tell me. Think deeply. Think deeply. Concentrate. Concentrate. I'm going to need you to roll your occult. And do I have a skill that I will be activating right now? Maybe I don't. Maybe I do.
Occult.
Yes.
Okay.
What is your occult?
My occult is a 3.
Not bad, not bad. If you would, please.
Yeah. I have a question.
Yes.
Because I just need my memory jogged. What does karma do?
Karma. You can use karma to exit a scene if it's not going well. That's you can use it to activate your heroic bonus, which could be important if that could happen. And you can also, yes, your heroic bonuses to escape a scene, and also to refuse a complication, to refuse, if I activate your flaw or a complication, you can spend a karma not to have it happen. You can also, I believe, use your motif to heal. Yes. So to refuse a complication, refuse your flaw, get out of a scene, activate your heroic bonus.
Okay. Well, let's roll. Okay. 2.
2. I see. Now, before I decide, I just want to decide if I want to activate any of my special villain bonuses. I think at this moment, no. But let me roll my 2. And we're rolling 2d6. Ooh, I get 0 successes. Interesting. That's terrible for me. Not bad for you. You win. You have a choice. You may get rid of one of the threat, or you can give your successes to someone else.
I am gonna get rid of a threat because Jaden doesn't know this, but Drek is fully aware that he is probably the worst person for this right now. So I want to get this. I want to end this as soon as possible.
Fair. I will note something else. Because you rolled as many successes as I have dice, you have the ability now to add a skill to our allowed skills for this challenge. But you must explain how.
Yeah.
I will note, the occult is not on the table for you at the moment.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna put occult in.
How?
I guess I've done a lot of missions with Arabella, I'd imagine, at this point, and with how passionate Arabella is about the books and most likely even the cults that they study, I imagine even when I clearly don't care, they continue to talk about it. So I think even as I'm staring at this symbol, I'm probably like trying to recall where I've seen it before, maybe in the books that Arabella's.
Yeah, Arabella's just been like talking your ear off about it, and sort of like, oh yes, and it's fascinating because you're just there like,
yeah, so I kind of like absorbed it through osmosis without actually listening. But I was like, wait a second, I feel like I remember Arabella speaking about this. So using my occult knowledge and maybe hopefully encourage others to.
Nice. And I think as you do this, right, perhaps you move your body in such a way that her hand becomes visible to Arabella, so Arabella can see this symbol.
Yeah. Which definitely a case of where like I can't remember. Okay, and I just moved just ever so slightly, just to show Arabella behind me.
Arabella's just like.
Now, this is round 1. You all can decide which order you want to do the things you want to do. Each one of you gets to go. And I will note, wit, track, and persuade are the ones that I gave you for this challenge. Occult has been added. Your choice. As she concentrates, her eyes darting about a little bit, the room, getting you to try to concentrate. And one person may take a complication if they will, or a karma. At any time this scene.
Okay, so while everyone is so focused on Jaden and the thing, Dinah's gonna slip away from the table, and she's gonna make her way over to Mr. Yacht, who's sulking in the corner in the darkness. And she's just gonna come up to him, and she's gonna make some excuse of she doesn't have a lighter for a cigarette or something, or trying to just get it was a little intense for her around the table. She just needs a moment.
Is this wit, track, or persuade?
It's gonna be persuade.
Interesting. Please roll your persuade. As you slip over to him in the corner, he seems somewhat distracted at the moment.
Excellent.
As you try to engage with him in a conversation.
So persuade, that's going to be 5 dice.
Ooh. Okay.
And I still only got 3.
Okay. So I have 3 different villainous bonuses, and I could only activate 2 in a scene. And I have to decide which ones I want to activate, and I think, unfortunately, I'm going to have to activate Well Connected, which gives me a bonus die on social encounters. So I'm going to have to activate that one, so I have 3. And we'll just see how this goes. We tie.
We did.
Ooh. As you sort of begin to talk to him, you notice that he's slightly sweating, and he's concentrating very, very hard. It's as if when you first speak to him, he doesn't even notice that you're speaking. He is concentrated so intently on Jenny Slander that when you speak to him, he just, with a brief sort of wave of his hand, just sort of waves you off as if not to break his concentration. We now increase our die by 1 and re-roll.
You do not wave off Diana, darling. You do not.
3.
Oh, okay.
You're rolling 6.
I'm rolling 6.
I get to narrate this one then. Also, the new winner, I get a threat die is what I get in this one. So I get a die.
This is roll 20. She comes for me every time.
Yes,
every time I play.
Does. And you're trying to speak to him, but you can see that he is concentrating in a way that seems to be sort of iron focused. It's not like he's distracted. It's as if he is using all of his focal energy on something. And you cannot in any way make it through this intense concentration that he has. And as he waves you off, you can see a little bit of... Jaden looks a little odd, actually, as he stands there looking at this figure, because I get to increase my threat by 1. And it's as if there's some sort of... Jaden, you're getting a bit of a... tired. You're getting a bit tired. Which of you two would like to go next?
Sidetrack. I'm sorry.
This is great.
Okay.
I love it.
Arabella has got an inkling as to what this is. And Arabella's like, right, I need to break her focus. And Arabella wets her finger and starts running it round the rim of her wine glass. at a specific frequency to put to put Jenny Slander off her, you know, spooky stride, as it were. So she's just like staring at her and just
so good. That is so good. That's so good. What skill will be using for that?
Occult, because it's the specific weird frequency.
Yes, it
you know.
is.
It's not the brown note. It's, you know, it's the, I don't know, the hip note.
Oh,
The counter hip note.
It's the counter hip note.
Yes.
Oh, that is so good. I love that. Please go. Please
Right.
roll it.
That's a 5. Okay, please work. Oh God, please work. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Ooh, I will be rolling my 2 dice because this is not a social roll, which is not great for me. 0.
Oh, damn.
Such
0. So
Right.
let me ask you, 1, would you like to pass your successes off, or would you like to remove threat?
I would like to pass my successes off to Diana Darling because she goddamn needs them.
You're going to get +4 dice.
Mhm.
Now, I'm going to ask you. You get to tell me. 2 things. 1, you can add a new skill to this scene based on what you do in this, and you can tell me 4 things about this scene as it continues.
Right. So I'm gonna add brawn because, you know.
Oh, is that athletics?
I'm
or
sorry.
fight?
I need to note one thing. I'm so sorry. Diana, darling,
Yes, darling.
you failed that roll.
I did.
You must check one of your status marks, please.
Oh.
No.
Which would be
Dazed.
dazed. Could you tell me about what that means for you?
I think this means that Diana is so put off by being ignored that her whole vibe is just thrown off. And she's kind of got, you know, in movies when there's that white noise and
Yes.
the 1,000-yard stare,
Yes.
she's just like, she can't comprehend what's going on. This has never happened before.
I will also note that because you have failed and you are now dazed, pick one category of skills, action or ingenuity, and you will have to be 1 dice lower on all of those skills.
Okay.
No.
I think I'll take ingenuity because otherwise all my action skills would be at a 2.
Fair.
So
now as this sort of concentration, he waves you off, you're distracted, but also there's something, the air feels hot in this room for you, you know?
it's the corset, right? Like the corset, the high collar, it's all the
Yeah.
alcohol she's been drinking.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And so our Diana is feeling off as Arabella, please tell me about how your tone begins to impact this space.
I'd say it's gonna, like, everybody's just gonna be like, ooh, just a little bit off, and it's mostly directed at Jenny Slander, because, you know, sort of like, it's just like, oh yeah, you want to play hypno, like 2 can play hypno ball, 2 can play hypno ball. You wanna go? So yeah, so everybody's just a little bit like, what? And, you know, just maybe a little distracted from her. She's not the center of attention anymore, you know.
Yes. Tell me 4 things, and one of which will allow you to add a new skill.
Okay, so hang on. What are you? Hang on. What am I on about? I'm gonna add athletics, and I'm gonna say sort of like the tone is also maybe taking Jaden like out of his daze, and it's maybe zhuzhing him up a little bit. You know, got a bit of vim and vigor going on there. What else?
That's 1. You get 3 more things that you can tell me how
the
this
chandeliers start vibrating.
Yes. Oh, I like that very much. Yes, that's very good. Very good.
I don't know. Oh God, I don't know. That's a lot of things to think up. Oh God.
You got that. You gave me 2. Just give me 2 more.
One of the window panes cracks.
Oh. Ooh.
This is some
okay.
powerful,
Yeah.
wine glass
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
And yeah, one of the wine carafe starts vibrating across the table, and it gets close to smashing on the floor.
Oh. Oh. Yes. Jaden, it's you.
Okay. What can I do? Because at least now,
You've got
nothing
wit-
untoward has happened yet.
Nope. Wit, track, persuade, occult, and athletics.
Okay, so Jaden, I have an understanding of what Jenny Slander has been doing with the other admirals. With
Something.
Yeah.
Else.
So I think what I'm doing right now is trying to be as present in the moment as I can and keep Jenny out of my head, I think is what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. And what skill is that for you?
I find the only one that really fits is wit.
Yes. By the way, your skills are not yet reduced, Diana. That's the next time you tick a box. So you still have them. I agree with you on wit. I
Okay.
agree.
Oh boy. This is not his wheelhouse. Okay. I'm rolling 3 dice for this.
And she
3 successes. Oh.
and she looks at you. And she says, "No. Concentrate on the eye. Tell me, where were you last? Where were you last?" You succeed at this. Reduce threat, or pass your successes off.
I'm gonna reduce threat. Since they got threat back, I'm gonna reduce it again. And just mumbling under his breath, he just says, "I was at the park with Princess.
I see.
He's my little pup.
I
Center
see.
of my world.
I see.
She's been having really bad anxiety attacks, so
No,
I usually take her
concentrate.
out to release that excess energy."
You may add 2 details to the scene. You may describe 2 ways in which all of you are beginning to reduce this threat. Also, you may add 1 skill. And one of the skill you add, you should probably describe with one of your details how you do so.
Yes. Okay.
And remember, anytime you repeat a skill, you are down 1 die.
Yes. Okay. I think I'm gonna add evade. And how I'm adding it is literally what I'm doing. I'm talking about entirely separate things.
Yes.
I'm evading
Yes.
their questions.
Yes, absolutely. And she keeps trying to sort of focus you back in. No, not Princess. Where were you last? Where were you last?
And the one other thing, I think she's getting frustrated.
Yes.
She's getting annoyed with.
Yes.
Clearly she planned to work with the minister, which I
Yes.
imagine she saw was weaker willed.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
me calling her out on the spot, and
Yes.
then now resisting her, she's getting frustrated, and I think that's
Yes.
she's starting to lose focus on everything else and just
Yes.
focusing down on me.
Yes. Excellent. Round 2, my friend. Another hazard. Occult. Jaden. No. Focus. And when she says that, maybe she's not actually even speaking to you. Perhaps it's a little bit unclear who she's speaking to when she says that. No. Focus. You must roll occult. And you're down 1 die.
And down 1 die.
Mm-hmm. Because you've already rolled it once.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, sorry, my memory is terrible. You said I can use a karma to, is it avoid a complication? Or is that for when you're inside a floor? Is what I have to use?
Yes, when you're inside a floor, or if I incite and complication on you.
Okay, and this isn't
That's
karma.
right, that was not the right roll, by the way. I only rolled 1 die there.
Okay, god damn it.
Somebody else, I will note, can invoke one of their motifs, to give you an automatic success on this roll.
I mean, I'm rolling only 2 die. I will gladly accept any.
That's if someone else wants to do that.
Yeah. But
It would have to be
I'll
one of your
roll.
friends who can activate and cross off one of their motifs in order to do that.
Wait, just the
0
motifs or the bonuses
successes.
and flaws as well?
Motif.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I only have one.
I'm desperately trying to think of a way that I can use my motif to help you here, Drag, but I got nothing.
You're
Same,
good.
Same.
I rolled a 0 and 0 successes there.
Then let me roll mine. 0.
Whoa. Okay.
We're going to escalate. We're going to escalate.
Okay.
She says, "No, on me, focus." And
Speaking of princess, I wonder how she's doing right now. I
Ooh.
hope the babysitter's okay.
And as she says that, you notice blood start trickling out of your nose as she sort of focuses on you. And there's this, the room gets warmer and warmer. As we escalate, you get to add a die and I get to add a die to this hazard.
0.
3.
3. Yeah.
You fail.
Uh-oh.
Please tick one of your status boxes.
Dazed.
I get to add a threat to this. And that's good for you. It's bad for you. It's quite bad. And she says, yes, that's right. Think about the last place you were. Think about your secrets. Your secrets. I will pass it over to you all.
Okay.
Oh,
go on.
oh
Your
no!
choice.
If you have something.
What I was gonna cause like a distraction. I was gonna try and cause a big distraction to buy you time and Jaden time to do what you want to do.
I was just gonna bitch at her. I would.
Well,
I would.
I was hopefully with my distraction I can like clear the room with what
Okay.
I have in mind.
Do it.
Okay, so returning to her seat, Diana is going to look a little unsteady on her feet, a little like the atmosphere of the room is getting to her. She pulls out a comically oversized fan and she's desperately trying to get some air on herself before she very dramatically brings her hand to her forehead and collapses in a faint. It's a combination. The room's stuffy. This outfit, she can't get any air. It's terrible. As she goes down, I'm going to use athletics for this. As she
Fair.
goes down,
Fair.
she's going to grab the corner of the tablecloth
Yes.
and just yank. And it's going to be like that thing as she goes down, and then she's down on the ground. She's got her eyes closed, and just one opens, and she yanks it a little bit more.
I love this. Please roll your athletics while I roll my base 2 for this one.
Okay, I'm going to add my successes to this, so I will be rolling
You get plus
6
4.
for this one.
Yes.
Oh wait, hang on. Not 6. This will be actually 7 because I can't do simple arithmetic. That is 4.
Okay. This is very good. Would you like to reduce threat or pass off your successes?
I think we need to get this threat down, so I'm going to reduce this threat. It's just getting worse.
Okay, so let us note the following. 3. So you may, at this point, describe 3 things that happen in this place because of your successes. And you may add a skill if you like.
Ooh, okay. So we've got wit, track, persuade, occult, and athletics.
And evade.
And evade. Ooh.
And you also, with these things that you can describe how you're getting to overcome this threat, including how some of the people in this room might react, right, to this.
Yes. Okay. I will add as a skill to this. I'm gonna add shoot.
Oh.
And how I add shoot to this is, as the tablecloth pulls, the table is yanked, and a pistol that was taped to the underside of the table falls to the ground and scatters underneath the table.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. I'm just so excited. Can I ask what kind of pistol it was?
Oh, it's got to be like a classic, right? Like a Walter PPK,
Yes.
something like that. You know, one of the small or a little small compact little spy gun.
But I will note, it is not period. I'm just gonna note it. It's not period.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so as the tablecloth comes down, the carafe of wine that had edged ever closer to the table goes flying into, let's say, the Minister of Defense's lap.
Yes.
And then a candelabra that was on the table with candles that were lit, of course, this is period,
Yes.
tumbles and the tablecloth sets on fire.
Yes. And
There's a lot of alcohol as well.
yes. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I forgot about the alcohol.
Oh.
This might be worse than...
Oh yes. Oh yes. Who's next?
Ooh, me.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to use wits, and I would like to just sort of stand up and be like, "Oh, darling, really? I are you sure this is? I mean, really, not doing a very good job here. I mean, I know you're trying, but really, you're not a very good medium, are you? I mean, you're really more a small."
Oh.
Not the small. Whoa.
Okay. Please make your roll with those wits.
Right.
Feels
That would
very
be
rude. Feels very rude indeed.
Oh yeah, I'm laying smack down. Let's hope that I don't.
Oh.
Ah! Well,
Please tick a status box of yours.
I'd say disadvantaged in
First one,
action or in.
Dage. First one is days, though.
Oh,
because-
okay, days.
yes.
That's fine. Yeah.
Tell me how this impacts you.
So I stand up and I deliver the scathing sort of like set down, and then sort of like as I'm just sort of standing there going, "Oh, darling, you're really more of a small." Like my foot just slips in I don't know, a deviled egg or something, and I'm just like, "Wah!" Just arse over tit on the floor, just like.
And some people react. I'm going to note that people are reacting, but some people are not. There's a bit of a mix of who's reacting how and in which way. Jaden.
Yeah. This is tough.
She's clearly trying, but it's like you can't really, you can't take your eyes away from the hypnotic eye.
Oh, okay. I can't seem to take my eyes off it. Maybe I can force myself to. I would like. I might take a page out of Diana Darling's book and not faint, but purposely fall over, just enough to force my eye contact to break, because it seems like I can't do it willingly. So I'm gonna say athletics to essentially let my legs give out from underneath me and force that breakage of eye contact.
Yes. Please roll your athletics.
And I am when you come okay, I have to use it afterwards. My bonuses. Yeah. 3.
2. That is a success. Now, I remember I got a threat die. Did I not? I think I did. Yes, I will hold on to it. That is a success on your end. tell me. Reduce threat? Or pass a lot of successes, yes?
I'm going to reduce threat, and I'm also going to use a karma to invoke my heroic bonus.
Yes, which does?
The character is one of nature's thugs, or just naturally mastered. When you overcome an obstacle that is a fight or physical, invoke this bonus to reduce current threats by an extra 1.
Excellent.
So I'm going to reduce it by another 1.
Tell me how this happens. And you get to add one more detail to the scene, including a skill.
Okay. I think I'm gonna be taking bits from everybody's description. So I've taken Diana's like collapsing to avoid eye contact, and I think what happened was Arabella, when they slipped on this deviled egg, I felt it like hit the back of my shoe, and I just stepped backwards and purposely slipped on it to take myself out, because I think even my legs were probably rigid at that time, so I had to force myself to fall. So I slipped on the egg to break eye contact. So you see this rather lanky bartender just fall on their ass. Just went tailbone. Okay. And the one thing I think I'll add that I'm not the only one whose nose is bleeding. I think Jenny Slanders is bleeding quite a bit now as well.
Yes, I think maybe she is as well.
The forcible breaking of that connection probably didn't help much either.
Yes. I like that. All right. Okay. So you have 7 threat remaining in this moment. Let me note something. We get to do the top of the round, and I get to do a hazard. I'm going to note this before we begin. There are those strange symbols carved, newly added to the walls. Perhaps arcane symbols. You know. And we're going to just note this. And at any moment, once per scene, the character may activate their flaw. Jaden has. And that will make you in a worse situation. But, you know, it's, we'll give you a karma if you need it. And let's just have our hazard, shall we? Let me spend a threat, because Jenny wants to hammer on Jaden. Jaden has got a very strong will, and there's something interesting about Jaden. She can get through his mind. Roll occult.
Okay.
You're -1.
Oh, -1.
Oh, now -2. Yes.
Could I invoke my bonus here, which
Tell me.
It delays all turns hazards until the next turn and prevents new hazards from being played?
Please tell me. Spend the karma to do so. Yes. And tell me how, as she starts focusing back on him, how you're able to delay this hazard.
Okay, so the bonus is called Keep 'em Talking, right? So I want to keep Jenny doing, because I imagine in between trying to get to Jaden, she's doing a lot of vamp, right, to the room to try and sell up this whole thing. So I think Diana, in her terribly uncomfortable state, passed out, she's going to start muttering and talking, like almost in tongues, as it were, as if like some sort of ritual is happening, that she's feeling a connection with the spirits, just to keep Jenny vamping. Oh,
yes. And as you're saying some of the spirits, somebody else goes, the Minister of Defense, right, has got wine all over his lap, and he actually leaves because he's completely covered in wine. And one of the other sort of gentlemen goes, I think she's got spirits. I think she's got some sort of spirit thing happening. And he tries to go and help you up. And there's a little bit of like and Jenny's like, yes, the spirits are very strong, right? And this sort of like this moment where she has to sort of deal with the crowd, not all of the crowd, but some of the crowd, sort of being like, oh, what's going on? Which means I don't get my hazard, and I pass it over to you all. And you have...
Thank you.
But that hazard's coming back next time.
Yeah.
But I don't get to do any more right now. Interesting. Go on. You've blocked my hazards.
Thank you,
How-
battleship.
Is a motif like a whole action kind of thing? So
No,
it would replace a role?
You spend it, and then
Okay.
for someone else, and that they don't have to... They get an automatic success on their
Okay.
roll. Or,
Or I can clear a status.
yes.
Considering that I'm probably going to be coming up against an occult again.
Yes, you will be.
And I will most definitely fail that. I want to clear a status as on my ass. I'm just like, god damn it, this is going to get tense. And I pull out my shades and put them on. And the camera focuses in on just on my face with the lens flare hiding my eyes behind the shades.
And then the focused spotlight hits her eyes, Jenny Slander's eyes, and she glances about to the crowd as she focuses back on you.
And that's going to clear my dazed condition, and that's my last karma point used.
You can always get another karma point by taking a complication, which I can then at some point in time activate. You can just take it. It's not activated yet, but it could be. But I don't get to make my hazard, so it's all your choices, you three.
Okay. I would like to use wit to, in my terribly compromised state, to alert Arabella to John being extremely strange with his intense focus, and to do that sort of extremely corny silent communication with a lot of eyebrows and widening eyes and narrowing eyes.
Because we're both lying on the floor, probably looking at each other under the table.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Literally like table legs between you two, just looking.
Yes.
Table legs and a gun.
Yes.
And then Dinah has moments where she's doing the suspicious eyes to Arabella, and then she looks back at the man that's like comforting her. She probably has her hand in his. She gives it one of those, and then she comes out with some mumbo jumbo, and then she's back to Arabella going,
That is so perfect. I love it.
Yes. So, if you would, roll it.
That's going to be 3 die. A 1.
Oh.
Okay.
It's my day to be bullied by roll 20. It happens.
Our day, I think, we're none of us doing very well.
I do have a question about that, but we tied. We tied.
You're saying there's a chance?
Oh, we're gonna have to escalate now. Let's see, how do we escalate as you're trying to alert our dear Arabella to the fact that at least John is being somewhat strange? I feel like the escalation is going to be this fire brings in a bunch of security to help start putting out the fire and to make sure that people don't leave. So there's like an influx of security who are now here trying to put out this fire and trying to do crowd control at this moment. Roll again. I'll be rolling 4.
Okay. Oh no. Wait. Oh god, my 4 got stuck.
Roll a 3.
I rolled a 3!
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. At this moment,
It's another draw, everyone.
it is another draw. 3-3. At this moment, the chandelier starts swinging even heavier, looking to be perhaps a little bit unstable. Perhaps it might even come down at any moment. But you notice that Jaden is underneath the chandelier.
Jaden!
It is like a sword of Damocles hanging over his head. Roll again. I'll be rolling.
Oh god.
5.
Oh
my
god. 4.
3.
Oh.
Gain a karma. And tell me, would you like to reduce threat or pass your successes onto someone else?
Do you know what? I'm going to pass my successes on to Arabella because we're all rolling like trash.
I will note that because I got 3, I count some of yours. That's only 1 success you'll be passing over.
It's better than nothing.
Okay. Tell me, you may, I was rolling 3, 4, 5. You cannot add a new skill, but you can add a new detail to this scene.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, what would be fun here? Ooh, okay. So, I have no idea when they were actually invented, but it just seems fun that an automated sprinkler system kicks in
Yes.
because of the fire.
Yes.
So
yes.
now everyone's just damp.
Yes. Yes.
Ooh, does that put out some of the wall sconces and things as well?
Yes, because that's part of the yes, absolutely.
I feel like because this ship's like the Titanic, it's seawater that's been used.
Yes.
So
Oh God.
It was imported from the Atlantic, by the way. I just
Yes,
want you to
of
know
course
it.
it was.
God.
Yes,
Of course
it
it
was.
was.
Jaden and Arabella, you two are up.
Ooh. So I would like to basically sort of like crawl under the table to Diana's side, and then just kind of like lunge for the what's his name?
John Yacht.
John Yacht, yeah. And I would like to. Can I use my?
I'm going to note, by the way, the skills that are currently on the table for this threat, for whatever reason, I gave you originally wit, track, persuade. You all have added occult, athletics, evade, and shoot. And you have used wit and occult so far.
I can use occult again, but with a But on the other hand, I've been added a success, so I'm on the same as I would. So I'm gonna add occult, and I'm just gonna. Can I just blap him in the face with my book?
That doesn't feel like occult, though.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay, in that case, yes, in that case, I'm going to sort of pull my book open to a page and just be like, "Excuse me, what do you think of this?"
Oh, may I ask what the? Well, we'll find out when we roll, because I feel like you're going to be reading something from your book at him. I think. Yes. Let me roll my 3.
Okay, and I will roll my 5.
I have a 0 success here.
I have 4.
Okay. Would you like to reduce the threat?
I would like to reduce threat. Yes, I would very much like to reduce that. We need to reduce some
Yes.
gosh dang threat
you
here,
have
okay?
5. You get to add a new skill, if you like. And 4 details, and if you let me have some of those details.
Do we have evade yet?
Yes, evade,
Yep.
yes.
I don't think adding another skill, like, I think we've got most of the skills we probably need.
You never know. Because fight is not on here yet. There are a number of things that are not on
you know
here.
what? Fight or intimidate, I wonder.
That is also not on here. Intimidate is also not on here.
Let's go with intimidate.
Now, you have 4 details. Would you give me some?
Right.
If you hand me some, I will tell you stuff for each detail.
Okay. One of the wall sconces has gone out, but it's also started to tilt to one side a little bit.
Yes.
And maybe it's you know it might go click at some point.
Yes.
Who knows?
Give me one, and I'll tell you something.
Okay, the chandelier is still swinging.
Give me a detail, and I'll tell you something.
Oh,
hand it to me.
Right.
Pass it to me, and I'll tell you something.
Hmm.
Because you have 3 more. Just let me have one.
Yeah, I know. Okay, the fireplace is looking weird.
No. Just let me have a blank
No?
one. Give me a blank one.
Just like, it's like give Trooper one of your four.
Yeah, to fill him
So
in
not like
himself.
give him a detail,
Okay.
just like literally give him a token, as it were, so Trooper can come up with something.
Just let me have it. Just say I have it. Say give it to me. Just let me. Just say yes. I can have one.
Yes, absolutely. Sorry.
As you're trying to distract John, you notice his eyes dart to someone, and as you look, that detail you've given me, that token, is you notice a woman in the corner who is dressed as a maid, and she too is concentrating on Jenny Slander. That's
Oh.
2 details. You can give me one, or I can give you one.
I'll give you another one.
There is another person in the corner concentrating on Jenny Slander. That's 3 people that you are noticing currently concentrating on Jenny Slander. And this person is also dressed as a porter. He's in the north corner. John is in the east. This maid is in the west. You have one free detail. Either you can tell it or I can tell you something.
Tell me.
There is a 4th person who's concentrating on
Are they
Jenny
in the south?
Locke. In the south. And it's the Minister of Defense.
Dun dun dun.
Interesting.
Yes, indeed. And there are 4 people in the 4 corners, and your occult knows those are the important areas for your, like, occult geometry. And you know that they are all sort of focusing psychic energy to empower Jenny Slander. Jaden.
Interesting.
Yeah. So what skills on the board right now?
Wit, track, persuade, occult, athletics, evade, shoot, intimidate.
Okay.
And she goes, no, pay attention to me, Jaden Quinn. Tell me.
I want to
who do
go
you
with
work for?
intimidate.
Think about who you work for.
I'm gonna go with intimidate, and I think it's just a general vibe of Jaden right now. He's soaking wet for
Yes,
one, but also
yes.
blood streaming from his nose on his shirt. It's
Blood
probably
is
a
streaming
little
for
bit-
her nose.
Yeah, probably a little bit annoyed that he's got
Mhm.
blood on his white shirt now. And as he slowly stands up, he towers over her as well. And I think he's just stepping forward very slowly, step by step. Just goes, "You don't want to know who I work for, because if you do, I'll have to kill you." And I'm just gonna go with intimidate for that.
Roll it.
Let's hope it works. Okay. 3 or 3.
2.
Yes.
Would you like to reduce threat or pass along your 1 success?
I would like to reduce threat, please.
Indeed, you have 4 threat left. Tell me, by the way, I rolled 3, you rolled 3, you can add a skill if you like.
Yes. I'm going to add fight, because as I'm doing this, I'm just cracking my knuckles. And even eyeing the porters, who I imagine are probably close by.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
So it's not even like a threat to Jenny specifically.
Yes.
He's definitely projecting it so the porters are aware that they are also in danger if they try anything.
Tell me what detail you'd like to add, how you are currently reducing the threat that you're having.
I think maybe, I don't know about Jenny, but I think the other porters are legitimately intimidated. They start
Yes.
actually fully backing away.
Yes, some of the porters
at
start
that.
backing out, perhaps to go get something. You know?
Yeah.
They're gonna just get something. Which leads us to turn 4, and that hazard that was delayed now begins.
Yeah.
And she says, no, concentrate. And you don't know if she's talking to you at all. And she starts fingering, like, her necklace, which starts, the lights, because we got some really good spotlights on this, right? Start reflecting into your eyes as this sort of symbol begins to swirl in your face. And you need to roll your occult, and you're at -2.
Yeah, I am.
And she just says, she will want to know who you work for. She wants to know.
1 of 1.
2. Mark a status. Tell me how this daze hits you.
I think it's... So I tried to force the breakford connection
Yes.
with that fall.
But she pulls you back, yes?
And she pulled me back in. So I think, 1, the physical pain of the fall. I'm probably in a bit of pain. Landed around my tailbone. I didn't feel great. But also, I think not only did the very sudden severing and then reconnection take a toll on Slander, but it also took a bit of a toll on me.
Yes.
So I'm just kind of staggering a bit, but still trying my best to seem as intimidating as possible as a step closer to her.
Yes. 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 And she puts her hand on your shoulder. She goes, yes, that's right. I can almost feel your thoughts. The spirits are strong. Yes. I pass it on to you. All three of you.
Can I do something?
Yeah, go for it.
Because with her putting her hand on his shoulder, and I think we established that as salt water, like seawater pouring down.
Yes.
I think
By
it
the way,
always had like
very bad for your outfit.
very bad for my outfit. The blood was bad enough, and now this. I think he's just gonna headbutt her right in the nose.
Oh!
Just like even in his daze, it's almost like
Yes.
Sorry, this is a very nerdy thing, but like
Hardwired.
Yes.
yeah, it's hardwired in.
Yes. Yes.
And he's just immediately headbutts her in the nose.
Fight is on the table, so yes, indeed, you may do so. Roll it.
3.
Well, I'm rolling a 2, so it's not going to go well for me. Would you like to reduce threat or pass along that 1 success?
I'm reducing threat.
You
for
have
sure.
3 threat left. Tell me tell me what happens. You get to make 1 detail. Also, you can add a skill to the scene if you like.
Yes. Okay. So I headbutt her, and I think, like I said, it's definitely like I'm still like out of it. Like
Yes.
Jaden is not
Yes.
is not home right now, but the body just goes bang, headbutts her in the nose.
Yes.
And I think the detail I will add.
Do you knock her out?
I think I knock her out. I think it's like being pummeled physically and mentally right now.
Yes.
Is probably a lot for her, and I
Yes.
imagine she's probably more resilient mentally than physically, so she couldn't handle this
Yes.
blow.
Yes.
It just drops her immediately.
Yes. And that will be your detail. The other 2 of you.
Okay.
And by the way, what are your 2 heroic bonuses, you both?
So mine is the keep them talking thing.
Oh yes, you used yours? Yes.
I've used mine,
You
yes,
spent your
already.
karma on
Mine
it,
is mine is the artifact, and I used that. So.
Ah yes. And you spent your karma on that? Good. Yes, you too. What would you like? She's headbutted.
Yeah, so it's a funny thing. In the commotion there, everything's so slippy, and she's struggling. She slips very dramatically again for the second time. She hits the floor, rolls underneath the table, and as she does, in one fluid motion, she pulls out the fabric bumper that was holding up the Gibson Girl curls. She holds it at the end of the pistol, and for some reason it makes a perfect silencer as she shoots at a comically oversized stag head mounted on the wall directly above the Minister of Defense.
Beautiful.
To try and knock it down, and
I see this.
It does that cool thing.
Knock him out.
So good.
I see this. Roll it.
Okay.
I do not get a bonus on this one.
What is my shoe skill?
By the way, your artifact has not yet been invoked, dear Arabella, but it might need to be sometime very soon. I roll a 1.
2.
Would you like to reduce threat?
Yes, please.
All right. And so you have 1 detail, or you can ask me a question.
Yeah, so the stag head, the bullet hits and it falls down and lands directly on top of the Minister of Defense's head, and it's like it's the comedy where it's like hollow and it sits on his head. Yes. So his concentration is completely gone.
And he's knocked out.
Yes.
Absolutely. Arabella, that's you.
Right.
You got 2 concentrators.
Mm-hmm.
A maid and a porter, and there's seawater coming from the sprinklers. There's a wall sconce that's slightly clicked, and there's a little bit of chaos.
How windy is it outside?
Ooh, outside? I imagine it's quite windy.
Yes. Okay, so basically what I would like to use my artifact then.
Your artifact
like
will cancel a supernatural threat, and I will let you know when I activate it. A supernatural. So like when I'm gonna do when I do a special supernatural situation, then you can just say no.
Oh,
and
okay.
And I'm going to.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. In that case, what have we got? Do we have?
You have wit, track, persuade, occult, athletics, evade, shoot, and intimidate.
Okay. Would throwing be athletics?
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I would like to try and pick up like a fallen bottle or something and yeet it through the window to basically make everything, sort of like to try and blow out all the candles to create chaos because it's quite windy outside.
Yes, absolutely. Roll it.
Oh God! Right.
Yes. You have no penalty on this one.
Nope.
I rolled a 1.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just like. I do the terrible girl throw.
I assume that's reducing your threat by 1, which leaves 1 threat left. In this space.
So it's like flapping curtains and everything, and
And the candles go out, and this is our last round. Now, Diana Darling made it so that I don't get to make any more hazard rolls, irritatingly, which means I get to pass it all to you all.
So I've just knocked out Jenny Slander. But like just coming to like, oh, what? Who? Looks down at the unconscious body of Jenny and goes, who did? Okay, just steps over her body.
And there's still 2 people concentrating on you.
I don't actually. I'm gonna roll track because I don't want to meta game. I don't know that people are concentrating on me, so I kind of would track work for that to be like look around.
Yes, absolutely. Please roll it. I rolled a 2.
I rolled a 1.
Yes. So, please tick one of your status boxes.
Yeah, I'm disadvantaged on action. Is it action and ingenuity? Or action or?
You are disadvantaged on one of those. Please choose.
One of those. I'm gonna say ingenuity. I'm mentally fried right now.
I will now activate my supernatural bonus, which you may, if you so choose, counter. But as you can see, and we're going to find out how this disadvantage happens, you're tracking, right? And you notice these 2 people concentrating on you. You do see it. And my supernatural threat is that if someone ticks a status box, which just happened, I get a free hazard roll, which I get to do right now.
Can I do my Uno reverse?
Yes. This is what this looks like. As he's stepping forward and notices these 2 people, Arabella, you hear Jenny Slander go, "Quick, we need help. We need help." Yes. The one. It's Arabella Biblios. Her. Target her. She says to someone out loud, the spirits, perhaps. Trying to get this, and you can start feeling something. You start feeling it tickling in your mind, Arabella. And I'm going to take that hazard roll unless you cancel it.
Yeah, I would like to do the artifact Uno reverse. So I'm just like, right, okay, hang on, I can.
Yes.
And then I start reciting a chant, some sort of mental shielding chant.
Yes,
So-
which is good because there is a mind that's trying to press in on yours from somewhere.
Not today.
Fine. But Jaden, what does this look like as your disadvantage now?
I think it's literally just like again taking a bit from Sue's description, just white noise, kind of like
Yes.
like I'd just been pulled out of this again pretty forcefully. Because I imagine Drac, I'm not one for supernatural, but I imagine there is a process
Yes.
when you ease
Yes.
someone out of hypnosis and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yep, that's right.
They're being very forcibly taken out of it,
Yeah.
not once but twice in probably
Yes.
the last minute or so.
Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely discombobulated him.
Yeah.
He's just hearing like a loud piercing sound in his ears, trying to focus himself back in his body and back to reality.
Yes. That leaves you two.
Okay.
One of you.
So Diana is gonna reappear from underneath the table, but she's no longer in the Georgian outfit. She's in her trademark leather catsuit. Her hair is bone dry with
Yes.
the like perfectly coiffed
Yes.
little
Yes.
flick at the bottom.
Are you invoking your motif
I am, in fact, invoking my motif.
to give an automatic success to Arabella?
Yes.
Okay, set her up.
Diana is going to deal with the physical threat in the room while Arabella deals with the psychic supernatural threat. So she's gonna appear from under the table and she's gonna take on the full-on like 60s fighting
Yes.
kung fu stance.
Yes.
And she's gonna like square up to all of the
Yes.
the large security people
yes.
in this room.
Yes.
Judo flip.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
So here's
And
the
she's gonna sort of like back it up so she's covering Arabella.
Arabella, you have been. Please cross off your motif.
Mm-hmm.
Arabella, you have been given an automatic success, which you can
Alright.
use to reduce threat and end this threat if you like.
I will. I'm gonna end it. Yes.
Tell me how you do.
I'm chanting and then I'm just like wom 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 and just like there's a big wom and the presence just like wah kind of thing. And all of the people in the room are just all of the concentrated people are just like ugh.
There's a psychic backlash, right?
Yes.
And those
yes.
other two concentrators get hit by it and they fall, they drop to the ground. And a number of the people are like, "Oh, that was a very strange sort of that's never happened before. Oh, how odd." And one of the sort of large businessmen goes over to one of the bottles that is not yet broken and like pours himself a glass of brandy and so it has a drink. And the click of that sconce finishes its click and the door hits slightly ajar. And you notice John Yacht is not present.
He's running. Get after him.
What do you do?
Book
Are
it.
we still in like initiative?
No,
or-
you are out. You are out. I will note a thing at this moment. You've used your motif, our dear Jaden. You may roll a recovery roll. Roll 1d6.
Okay. I think that was my roll, right? 1.
A 1. Wait, let's see what the actual number was. The actual number was a 6.
6.
You succeed. You may get rid of one of your status boxes.
Ooh, disadvantage.
Yep.
Taking that out.
Yep. Tell me how you shake it off.
I think okay, I know. As I'm just like a bit dazed, trying to catch my footing, I step on something. I notice the ground is a bit uneven underneath one foot. I look down to see what I stepped on, and I stepped on my open wallet with a photo of me and Princess, and she goes, "Oh, Princess, okay, I need to deal with this quickly. It's nearly dinner time for her, okay." And picks it up and snaps back out as he puts his wallet back in his pocket.
You other two may also roll a d6 for your recovery roll. If you roll a 5 or 6 you can clear one of your statuses.
5.
Yes.
3.
Okay. You are still hit by this. There's still something psychic going on, Arabella. But Diana, tell me how you're able to shrug this
It's a
off.
rough psychic day.
So, okay. So peak Diana, she's squaring off with these security guys. There's
Tell
a
me how it
chop
happens.
here. There's
Yes.
a double-handed
Yes.
one of those there.
Yes.
And she sort of spins around to do a very bad roundhouse kick. She spots a flute of champagne on the table and she picks it up. She takes a sip. She's back to normal.
Yes. And
Beautiful.
there's a bit of a cut right after you finish that glass. We pull back on the scene, and there are about like 7 guys, all comically like in a pile, just all on top of each other, and they're like 3 or 4 just behind Jaden, just also in a pile, and there are like a couple of books all piled up next to Arabella, also in a pile.
No human being would stack books like this.
No, something inappropriate, and you can hear a sort of crackling sound, like a sort of crackling radio sound.
He went through there. Quick, let's go.
Okay. James runs. I think he still hasn't fully clocked on exactly what's going on. We're just moving on autopilot.
And the crackling radio sound is coming from Jenny Slander.
Oh,
in that case, like if the other 2 go first, I think that Arabella's gonna sort of kneel down and see what the noise is.
She has got an electronic earbud in her ear. So she's got some sort of communication device, and there's one more thing you notice. It's really bad. You recognize her. When you get closer, you realize she's wearing a wig under the turban. Turban, wig. If you remove it, she's got this sort of like dishwater blonde mousy hair and weird earlobes. And there's only one person who had weird earlobes like that. Do you remember when you were in school? You remember. You were maybe 13 or 14?
Tracy?
Yes, there was a mean girl bully, and it was Tracy.
I just throw the turban back on top of her like, well, I see you've come up in the world.
And she, because it's this kind of show, she's unconscious in that way that people are like, they're still moving, right? Like, yes, this was a blast from your past. She was never particularly psychically gifted. She always thought it was a bit of rot. And she was, how do I put this? She didn't read books. She mocked you.
My God. I'm just gonna sort of pull the earbud out and then listen in.
And then you hear a woman's voice saying, Tracy, what's going on?
I'm afraid Tracy can't come to the phone right now.
Who is this?
I'll be seeing you shortly. Crush the thing.
Oh! There is indeed a secret panel by this wall sconce, which is now a little bit ajar because in the midst of your chaos, the panel has sort of like the sconce has clicked, and then you can see there's the door a bit of ajar, and probably John Yacht escaped through this door.
Yeah, Jaden ran to the door and just sprinting after, or just following the hallway, wherever it leads.
And there is this wind blowing through from there's been a break in the what do you call it? There's been a break right in the windows, and so this wind is coming in, and the manor house creaks slightly. And you 3 run into this secret passageway. By the way, there's a secret passageway.
Yeah.
It is dark. For some reason, we don't know why, the inside of the secret passageway kind of looks like dungeon walls, right? And it's probably styrofoam, but it looks good. It looks good. And you're going down, and it goes downwards. There are these deep stairs, and the sconces stop being kerosene lamp sort of sconces, and they look like sort of dungeon sconces. And you're going down this deep set of stairs. It's narrow, and as you're heading down, we have like a shot of you all going down. Cut, another shot of you going down. It's reversed. So you're probably just going down the same stairwell, but it looks like you're going down multiple stairwells. And as you're going down, you've gone down very far. You're not quite certain how far you've gone down. But there's a door. And it's a metal door with like a porthole, grated porthole. And the door itself is slightly ajar. Someone has gone through there.
Oh, I'm going to do something smart, but no, reckless. He's gonna just barge in, just kick the door in immediately.
You see something interesting, perhaps. An underground submarine bay.
Ooh.
Remember that lake that's out there that the ship itself, the house, is sort of like, the prow is in? You are clearly at the bottom part of the manor that is attached to this lake. And there are these 2 submarines, and there's a 3rd submarine which is not fully built. And that one is sleek and high-tech. That is clearly the submarine from Project Dolphin, but it isn't complete because they have not yet found the 4th person with that info, Father. But there are 2 other mini submarines that are sitting there. And I'm going to also note, these are nuclear submarines. You can see nuclear torpedoes attached to these little mini subs. And you can see clambering into one of them at the moment is John Yacht, and he sort of climbs in, and as he's climbing in about to shut the hatch, he yells to a bunch of goons who are wearing uniforms, sort of military uniforms, but not military uniforms from like a real military, but from 1960s sort of fake corporate military. So they're wearing like black jumpsuits with white belt sashes on them, and like little white helmets that look like bicycle helmets, more or less. And they all have got guns on them. And he goes, "Stop them! Save me!" And he sort of like shuts the door, the hatch to his little mini sub, and you can see the technology start sort of spooling up. And one of the thugs goes to press the button to open up the cages for this submarine so that he might escape with nuclear torpedoes, by the way, into this lake. Who knows how far it goes? And these goons sort of square up, and the other mini sub has its hatch open, but there is it seems to be nobody in it. And at the far corner, out steps a woman. An older woman. Much older. And there was a voice that Fuzzy did earlier before we went live. Could you do that voice for us right now?
Oh, hello, dearies. How are you?
Yes. Yes. Arabella, do you remember who taught you?
Mrs. McGregor?
Yes, indeed. You shouldn't have come, dearie. This isn't your business. And my friends, this is our final threat for today. You can take a complication if you need a karma point. Everything is on the table. We have a total of 8 threat for our final moment. As John Yacht says, "Get them!" and tries to sort of escape. And Mrs. McGregor steps out of the shadows. Old psychic. And the 3 skills that are relevant are technology, fight, oh, shoot, and occult. And I will spend one of mine. Oh, wait. If you'll excuse me. There we go. I feel like we need a little bit of that.
Oh, God.
Yes. As the goons are going to take a hazard. And they are going to shoot with their rifles. Because they've got quite a lot of them. They're going to go and open up a hail of bullets, shooting at Arabella, who is our threat, our psychic threat. You're going to need to defend with athletics.
Oh, God. Okay.
As they open up a hail of bullets on you.
All right. Well, my mathematics is 3. That's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Absolutely fine. So she's just like, oh, God. Ah, bugger. Oh, ah, and throws herself onto the floor.
I will invoke for this scene my villain bonus, Deadly. You only rolled a 1? Oh no, you rolled. Oh, that's a 2. Thank you very much.
2,
I was like,
yeah.
oh my goodness. Let me roll mine. 2. It's a tie.
Oh no.
So, bullets spark everywhere. Oh, I have to spin
She's
one.
rolling. She's rolling.
And as this hail of bullets go, they start hitting all the electronics. They start hitting some. They hit a small pack of explosives, which are by a very unfortunate sort of supportive beam. And those explosives go, and that beam sort of like, it's a small bit, like a little plastique, sort of hits this beam, and this sort of column, this stone column cracks, and you can feel the ship that is the house list a little bit. Please,
it was a load-bearing beam.
It was.
Oh, no.
Up your dice by 1 and roll again as we are rolling off.
Okay.
I roll a 2.
2.
Come on!
Yes.
Wait, I don't think I actually rolled.
Yeah, I did a 2.
No, but that was my last roll.
No, there's a 2 above it.
2. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Roll 20's been slow.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I see. Thank you very much. Thank you. Tell me how you were able to get out of this hazard.
I think it's just a handy sort of like bunch of packing crates. Sort of like, and basically Arabella just sort of like rolls over and over and over and ends up behind the packing crates. And it's just like, oh, right.
You may not add a skill, but you can either reduce threat by 1 or pass along your 1 success, and you also may give 1 detail to the scene. Describing how you further reduce this threat.
Okay, I would like to reduce the threat by 1, and I think there's a plug socket nearby, and there's a plug in it, and I pull it out, and it plunges our side of the room into darkness, so it's much harder for them to shoot us.
Yes, absolutely. The lights on your end of this big bay go out. Your choices, which order you want to do things.
Oh. I'm trying to think what I can do. The shoot right now?
You have shoot, you have technology, and occult.
The doors are opening to let the sub out. Are they already opening, or are they in the process of opening?
They're in the process of opening. Because this is how these scenes work. You're like, oh no.
And then have warning klaxons and flashing
warning
lights
klaxons.
Yeah.
And I will note, this is exactly how these scenes work. When you look at it the first time, it's almost completely open. But now that you look again, it's still actually like only halfway open. That one sequence of footage is reused, right? So it's like, any moment, yeah.
Is it an actual person?
Yes, there is. Well, no, because it was technology. The button, there's button push.
Yeah.
No, it can't be a button push. It's like one of the little, one of the little levers. Yeah.
Levers, yeah.
Big ones.
I ducking as there's gunfire.
Yeah,
probably they're not aiming for me, but there's definitely some stray bullets going on. I'm gonna rush over to the doors, and I imagine, or not the doors. Where are the doors
at the end of the
bottom
bay.
or the end of the bay?
So
Okay.
imagine you've walked into like a. Really, what I imagine it is that it's actually a warehouse with a loading dock that they've made to look
Okay.
like an underground.
Yeah.
Like they've sort of like flooded this is what the crew did. The tech crew flooded the bottom of this warehouse. So when you when you're like at the top of the warehouse, there's that loading bay that's kind of like a U, right, where like
Yeah.
the trucks would drive in, and like you've got the front part would be like the far end would be like where the doors are for this like warehouse door. So they've basically flooded the bottom to make it look like it's a lake. It's not. We're in a warehouse. We're in a set. And you're on that U part, and at the end is where the doors are that are going to sort of slowly go up. And on the back end, so you can think about like there's like a U. You've come in through that sort of main door, like basically you've come from the building into the warehouse part is what it is, because they're using the set. And you've got on the far right side this bank of technology with Mrs. McGregor. And on the left side, there's a little catwalk that will go down to where those doors are. And you've got the 2 mini subs that are done right there in front of you, and the dolphin, which is not completely finished on the far end.
Okay. Do I see any? I think Jaden tries as best as he can to avoid technology. That's not he's not great with it. It tends to break whenever he's around. But near the doors, are there like gears that we're seeing that are like the mechanical parts of it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, Jaden's gonna run over to him and go, God damn it, and pull off his waistcoat and jam it in the gears to jam the gears so the doors don't shut. And he's just like, you can see the pain he's going through as he does this.
No. I'm going to ask, you're going to have to get into the water to get there.
Yeah.
He's already wet. It's fine.
Yeah. He's And he's already committed to ruining his waistcoat now. So it's like, God.
Okay.
Fine. I'm gonna just put this on the invoice. Okay.
Oh no. This feels like athletics.
Yeah.
Oh, but athletics is not on the table.
Through.
It has to be technology.
Oh no, it's not. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna say technology.
Yep.
It's not on the table.
Yes, indeed. Also, I'm going to note something for you as you wade into this water. It is seawater. I'm going to note that. I roll a 1.
I rolled a 1 as well.
Oh, we're going to escalate. Oh, by the way, we had a tie, didn't we? We just had a tie.
Yes, earlier, between you and Fuzzy.
This scene, yes? No, not yes. In the shooting.
Yes.
Fuzzy, you get a karma. Because escalation. We're in the escalation right now.
Okay, cool. We get karma.
If you win a tie, you get a karma point. If you lose a tie, I get a threat.
Okay.
So as you're wrapping your waistcoat into these gears to try to like jam them up, you notice that the targeting computer on the nuclear torpedo, like you can see like a little boop, 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 boop. You can just start seeing the dots. It's like a bunch of LEDs on the outside of this submarine. Why? You don't know why. And they just start like lighting up. It looks to you as if they are beginning to start up a firing sequence as the house, which is also the Titanic, lists a little bit further.
Oh boy. Oh no. Okay.
Add a die.
Yeah. And I'll be up front. I'm doing this because I'm very hot right now, so there's a reason to take off my waistcoat.
It's fair.
And to further do this, I think I'm gonna take off his tie as well
Yes!
and start getting that involved. God, it's so warm right now. And I'm gonna roll 4 dice.
Yep.
2 again. Oh my God,
no!
we drew again.
We're gonna escalate.
I'm running
my
out
friends.
of articles. I'm running out of articles of clothing.
Okay, so Jaden is disrobing wearing a white shirt in seawater, so it's all wetness, right? This is the moment where this is like the kind of sexy moment in our 60s spy show, right? But it's the 60s, and it's also broadcast television, so it's really not all that sexy, to be honest.
You can see his singlet underneath his shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah. It's all right. He's got his vest on.
So and it's also the lighting's not great, so you don't even really get to see it very. It's just like right there you are. But at this moment, I think what happens is that as the klaxons are going, right, you all of a sudden you see I get a complication. And I'm going to pick one of these complications that I'm going to go and put out here. I'm going to put fake scenery up on the table, because that is one of our complications. And it's going to grant me a free hazard. This complication, fake scenery. Oh no, what am I even thinking? I am so sorry. That is not right. Obviously, et tu, Brute, betrayed by a close friend. It is Mrs. McGregor who has betrayed you. Clearly. That is clearly my complication. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which I will, of course, activate that complication. Thank you. We have to re-roll.
Yeah.
I'm at 4 now.
I'm at 5. Okay.
I roll a 3.
I rolled a 4.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad you rolled a 4 for various reasons. 1, would you like to reduce threat or pass your 1 success along?
I would like to reduce threat.
Threat is now 5. Also, since you tied my roll, you can add a new skill to this challenge.
Yes.
If you tell me how.
I'm gonna go with athletics.
Yep.
And I think how I'm doing it is more of a reaction to than anything else, because I do see this thing starting its firing sequence, and I'm gonna need to duck, dive, and roll out of the way as soon as possible, and so is everyone else. And I think I'll give a warning, go and shout, "Sub's about to shoot." Just no explanation really, just says that so everyone's aware of what's going on, so everyone else knows that they're gonna have to dive for cover maybe at some point.
By the way, you know it's nuclear because there's a little nuclear symbol on it.
Yeah.
That's how you know. Diana or Arabella, which one goes next?
Okay, so Diana reaches into her pocket and she pulls out a pipe, and she gives a little wry smile to the camera and says, "Borrowed this from Walter." And she lights it. And as she does, there's an extreme close-up that was obviously filmed in a studio as the bowl lifts up and a little barrel comes out.
Yes.
And it's a dart, because it's not a great look for it to be a gun. It's like a blow dart. And she's gonna go for like the captain of these guards, like the leader of these guards. So she's just gonna poof, like blow dart this guy.
Yes.
With shoot.
Please do. I have if I remember correctly, I've already used my deadly, which means I get to roll 3 dice rather than just 2, which is nice for me.
Oh my god. 1.
Complication. Yes. I am going to add fake scenery to grant a free hazard to myself to this moment. Absolutely. We have to escalate.
Oh, so do you know what this looks like for Diana? She turns and she smiles, and there's another little and she goes elementary as she puts it in her pocket, and she opens up a makeup compact and sees that she missed over her shoulder. There's that shot where she turns it and you see the goon.
Yes.
And she's
Yes.
Beautiful.
Add another die to your roll.
Okay.
I roll a 2.
3.
Okay. Would you like to reduce threat or pass your 1 success along?
Let's reduce threat.
Okay, you have 4 threat. Tell me what happens with this shooting.
Okay, so she looks, she sees the goon she missed with the blow dart.
Yeah.
She sighs, you see her touch up her makeup, she snapped the compact, and that's the last sort of thing you see before she spins round, and at the hip she's got the gun from earlier.
Yes.
And she just
and the captain of the guard goes, "Ah!" And like he stands there for a second. And he just like drops. It's a little bit too long. And when he falls, there might be a little bit of like a crash pad that like looks like the floor that he just falls right onto. Arabella, it's you.
Right. Well, Arabella is going to definitely sort of like have some sort of occult showdown with Mrs. McGregor.
Who
so she's
taught you everything you know?
So she's like stands up tall and she's just like, "I see. I always trusted you, Mrs. McGregor."
Oh, dearie. I don't think you understand. Psychic psychic abilities only give you so much. I've never been able to get the lotto numbers, but John Yacht promised me riches beyond belief, and I have to say, I feel like the social safety network might be in threat in some time in the future, and so I feel like teaming up with John Yacht's a good idea, and so I'm afraid you'll have to die.
I'm very disappointed in you. I expected much better. I trusted you. Well, I guess we'll have to do this.
Please describe it.
Yeah. So the basic, it's just a sort of like this like sound effect, like somebody's noodling around on a theremin, and they just got the close up of the eyes. Just
Yes. Absolutely, a close up on the eyes. That's very important. And then as we get a close up on your eyes, we get a close up on her eyes, far too close. And I need to note, this is really important, that the woman who plays Mrs. McGregor was a well-beloved soap actress. Probably in The Archers, maybe, because that has been on for like 1,000 years. And she had done Shakespeare once, back, way back in the day. And so she's like, that's the stunt casting that everyone's very excited about her. I roll a 0.
Okay. I roll a 1. Oh.
Would you like to reduce threat?
I would absolutely like to reduce the threat. Yes, please, thank you.
So tell me, you don't get to add a skill, unfortunately. Tell me how you begin to reduce this threat as she sort of concentrates on you. Eyes, theremin, your eyes.
I think, sort of like the eye duel is just like, I'm coming out on top, and she's just like, it's very like,
And she says, "You've grown in power."
Damn right I have friends who I can rely on. What have you got, Mrs. McGregor?
Don't you wish you knew? And this is where we get our second round, and I get hazards.
Oh no.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, I will take a free hazard from that fake scenery, by the way, which also gives me a pending roll, which means the next roll that happens from you all gets a -1 to that roll. And what happens is that, yes, as you are, concentrating and she's concentrating on you, she sort of gives a jerk, and one of the thugs sort of like is stumbling, right? Because he's like, there's chaos, and he falls into the scenery near you, and the flat, right, that's the wall, falls towards you, and you're going to have to roll athletics, Arabella, and you're at a -2.
Oh damn. Okay. So that's 1. I rolled 1 dice for. Oh no.
Okay. 2. Please. By the way, that we take one of your status boxes. Your
disadvantaged.
Yes. Are you gonna reduce your?
I'd say action. I'm going to take action because like she's it falls on her and she's trapped underneath it. She's just like
yes.
She's still staring.
Yes.
But she's she can't move. She can't do anything except maintain the eye.
Yes. And so you 3 get to go.
Okay.
I'm just having a really intense game of stare you out.
And the torpedo is arming. It's going red, 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 green, green, green.
Yeah. I am. How many times can I invoke my floor? It's like a once per game thing.
It's once per scene.
Once per scene. Okay, we haven't done it this scene. I'm gonna invoke my floor of reckless, and I'm gonna just try and physically like pull this torpedo out so it doesn't have anything, the propulsion system to launch it. And that just seems risky to me.
And that will give you a karma.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna be my thing. I'm swimming over to this
Yes.
this unfinished sub with a torpedo.
I believe that will be in athletics for you, will it not?
Yes.
Because that has been added.
Yes, it has. Okay, come on. I don't want to get blown up. 3.
Unfortunately, I can only roll 2 dice. 1. Would you like to reduce threat?
Yes.
All right.
Immediately reduces that threat as much as possible.
You may add one skill of your choice. And you have 2 details.
Okay. It's tough. I think I want to
I have
add...
a question.
Yes.
What is your heroic bonus?
Bruiser. I already used it this game.
Ah, yes, okay.
Yeah. I used it to essentially pratfall
yeah.
in the hypnosis section. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna add. Oh, that's tough. I think. I guess the only thing I can think of a way of adding with my character is probably fight.
Mm-hmm.
And how exactly am I doing that?
Go and chin the old lady.
He's right now. He's ripping off these torpedoes at the moment.
Yeah.
You could tag team with me because I have an
Yes.
idea of what I want to do with my turn. So
Yeah.
we have like that moment of
Yeah.
again secret spy,
Yeah.
no
Yes.
verbal communication,
Slow eyebrow movement.
and nods.
And yeah, just to let them know that. Also to let them know that I'm going to be busy with this torpedo. So if you can deal with the fighting, even though usually I'm the one that does it, this is on you now. Kind of vibe.
You get 2 details.
2 details.
I
One
assume-
detail.
One is that you pull
Yeah,
off this torpedo, right?
Yeah, I pull off the torpedo. And kind of like. I don't know if I know enough about nuclear power to be gentle with it.
Neither does the
So-
60s. It's fine.
Yeah. So I imagine I just peel it off and just let it sink to the bottom of whatever this this place is. So that'll be the one detail. And the other is as I'm looking around at this this secondary sub, the one that hasn't been manned yet, I see. I'm in just the perfect position to see that is identical to the other, the one that Yacht is in.
Yes.
And there's a quick release kind of button underneath, like
Yeah.
the just on the side of the hatch for
Yeah.
anyone who needs to quickly jump in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I know how to get into John's sub quickly.
Yes. Excellent. That gives us Arabella and Diana. As Mrs. McGregor is concentrating with intense vigor, John Yacht's in the sub as the doors are opening, about to escape, and the entire manor house is listing from side to side as the load-bearing pole is cracked, and a number of goons with guns are trigger happy, ready to spray bullets everywhere. Guns,
Okay.
bullets.
So it has been a cut. The camera has been off Diana.
Yeah.
When it comes back, because the house is listing,
Mhm,
water has been spilling everywhere.
It has.
So the cat suit is gone. She is now in that classic 60s white swimsuit with
Yes.
the rings
Yes.
at either side.
Yes.
She's got the white belt with like a knife on it.
Yes.
Oh,
Perfect.
Yes.
You know, she's full in like Bond girl
Yes.
territory here.
Yes.
And we're gonna use
a bit
athletics
racy for telly, isn't it?
Yes.
a little bit, but you know, Emma Peel wore some pretty racy outfits.
The 60s were like having a moment. I'll tell you a story afterwards about
She was
Linda Carter.
She was doing it.
She was.
So I'm gonna use athletics to use the momentum of the house listing
Yes.
to throw off these other guards
Yes.
and like knock them off balance, which in the 60s means they just died.
It's true actually, because it's that people had really bad balance in the 60s somehow.
Yeah, like a lot of inner ear problems.
It's
in
a
the
lot of
60s.
inner problems in the 60s. I
What
rolled
did
two.
you? What did he die of? He tripped on the
Inner
steps.
ears. It's terrible.
2.
Complication escalation, my
I
friend.
nearly snapped my pen then.
I'm gonna take out of champagne. Yes.
God.
I'm gonna take out of champagne, and so that I can increase the threat by 1. Right there. So, as you are ready to like knock them out, a bottle of champagne rolls towards you, but the top has been broken, and the champagne has spilled everywhere. And then you hear the gunshot, and then another gunshot. The automatic spray is everywhere, and you see, I imagine perhaps you duck, someone ducks. It hits, because you know, always in these places there are always crates. It's important. It hits a crate, and the crate basically explodes open, and it was an entire crate full of champagne, all ruined. All
Dom
ruined.
Perignon. Dom
Yes.
Perignon.
Yes, it was
Oh,
clear that
God.
he was planning on escaping with the champagne, but it is all ruined. And that was
God.
good champagne. We have to up our roll.
Okay.
Yep.
Not the champagne.
Yes.
3.
Would you like to reduce that threat?
I absolutely would. Yes, please.
Yes. So tell me, you may not add a skill. How do you
No.
move forward? How do you
So-
reduce the threat of this place? This
In
moment?
the hail of bullets, Diana dives behind a conveniently placed crate, which doesn't explode selectively.
Yeah, yes, yes.
She picks up the bottle that had the shattered top. She looks at it as though a mother mourning the loss of her child. She takes it by the neck and she throws it at a cargo net holding a bunch of barrels
Yes,
that's hanging
Yes.
directly above
Obviously
these
empty
goons.
barrels.
yes.
Obviously empty barrels, and when they fall, they just bounce
Yep.
off the guy's heads if you
Yes.
look properly.
Yep.
But it takes them all out.
So there are about like 6 or 7 of these guys with guns, and these barrels, probably rubber, all collapse on them, right? And like, they all go, ah, right? And they fling themselves. Some of them, like, if you look really closely, one of them doesn't get hit at all, but it doesn't matter. He still like falls over as if he's unconscious.
One of them like misses the cue slightly, and he's still like half a second behind everyone else.
Oh!
Yeah. And you see also that they're not letting them hit them. They're kind of breaking the fall with their arms. Just,
It's-
oh!
Yeah.
One guy just sits down and then lies down
Yes.
instead of falling.
Arabella, it is you.
He was phoning it in.
He was. It's you.
Right. I think Arabella's still trapped under the foam
Yes.
sheetrock.
Yes.
You know.
And you can
oh,
feel the
oh.
fingers of Mrs. McGregor trying to like massage your temples in a psychic way, but not friendly.
I think I'm not going to use psychic. She's gonna do something she rarely does, and she's gonna reach into her cleavage and pull out a really small pistol.
Oh!
It's just like, I've learned some things. Have you?
Roll your shoot.
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! Oh
Roll
god,
your
oh god.
shoot.
Please work! Please work! Please work!
I roll a 2.
3!
My friend, would you like to reduce the threat?
I would absolutely like to reduce the threat. Yes, please, God.
You know what this means. Explain to me how you reduce the threat when you shoot Mrs. McGregor.
Yeah. So, but basically, I sort of like I shoot her, and it takes her probably in the shoulder.
Yes, because that's always where it goes.
And she just does a very dramatic stagger. Can she stagger over? Hang on, no, because
Yes.
the thing is.
You have a detail. And she's right by the little...
Yeah, so she staggers over and she's like, and then just like dramatically slides down the wall, like smearing a handful of fake blood down
Yes.
the wall behind her. Just
And then she says to you, "Et tu brute?" As she falls.
This is great.
It's our last. It's my last round. I have only 1 threat left, which means I cannot use it for a. Cannot use it can't use it. But that means we have to pass it over to you, because if I use it, I lose it. I'll have to pass it over to you all. At this moment, Mrs. McGregor is out. The goons are out. The nuclear torpedo has been ripped off of this mini-sub. And John Yacht has started the engine, and he's about to book it. As the gate, which is now beginning to close by reversing the footage, is getting... right? Because, again, right, is getting, like, lower and lower and lower. And he starts the engine of this torpedo and begins to leave.
Torpedo or submarine?
The submarine, pardon me. The mini-sub. And the house, you can hear a deep crack.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Who wants to go first? It's all y'all.
Ooh, okay. Can I use tech to try and find the one extremely obvious weak spot on the submarine that will disable its movement?
Yes. Yes.
I imagine, because time and space makes no sense in these shows.
It is true.
Diana is behind the submarine.
Yes.
And there's a little battery with a red and a blue wire.
Yes.
And she's there for a second, and it's the focus on
in
her
the
eyes
water.
and focus. Yeah, of course, she's in the bikini.
Yes. She had to
Do
swim
we
over
not
there.
have like a dramatic diving shot of
Oh, we need that first. Sorry.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, the dramatic.
And when you see
She's
you
like
drive in,
flips
it's
the
clearly
hair
a
back.
pool. It's actually like it's just like it's clearly a swimming
She's
pool.
got to do the hair.
See the lines on the
And is-
bottom.
And it's like clearly not the original actor. They got like professional
Yes.
swimmer to just do a very professional dive.
Yes.
To the point where when she surfaces, her hair's still bone dry,
Yes.
except for the bottom, which is slightly damp.
Yes, but just in the best way. Roll your technology.
Okay.
And I only get 2 dice for this because it's neither combat nor social. Good call.
3.
Tell me how you end this threat.
Okay, so I like to imagine this is a collaborative effort
Yes.
between all 3 of us.
Give it to me.
Jaden's up front, sort of obstructing the way, you know.
Mhm.
Arabella, she's just taking out her mentor. She's kind of going through it.
With a gun.
But-
She's still
With a
trapped
gun.
under the fake sheetrock, so she's
Yeah.
just like,
But as Diana is there, she's focusing, and there's the extreme close up on her eyes, and then there's the cut back to the wire, then to her eyes, and
Cut
to the
inside
wire.
it's inside the mini sub, and there's John Yacht, and
Yes.
he's got the controls, and he's like, "Oh, I will get my revenge on all of you once I escape." Haha! And you see him finger going towards the escape button, which is
Arabella's there going, red.
Diana goes,
Yes.
red, and then cuts the red wire just in time.
and right before you can cut it, he presses the button, and the mini sub starts moving forward. There's nothing to stop him to escape, except right in front of the sub.
Is Jaden. Jaden's kind of just standing there, or I guess swimming there. And you know what? I'm gonna go ridiculous with it. As it's nearing, Jaden's almost like with their feet against the door that's now starting to close. Just is trying their best to slow down the sub, and it definitely looks like they're gonna get crushed. And then that's when Diana snips
Yes.
the
He's-
wire.
Pushing to keep the sub in place, but he may be crushed to death. Then Diana Darling snips the red wire. And it powers down. And at that moment, the pop hatch open and John Yacht says, "Well, I suppose that's it then, isn't it?" And like there's that sort of denouement moment where he just looks defeated. And he goes, and he sort of climbs to try to climb out, but he stumbles and falls into the water to only be recovered. Cut to. Where do we find you all for our post-scene, our post-adventure scene?
I mean, probably Arabella's shop, you know, that sort of like, you know, the signs turned to closed and everybody's there, you know, sort of around a nice crackling fireplace with books and, you know, sort of like, and drinks and things.
I will say, I think Jaden is just walking in, and he has in his hand like the, you know, when you go to a dry cleaners, you get like the protective coating for your clothes that you're carrying in. So you see Jaden for the first time for anyone not in his bartender outfit. He has it in that bag, and I think you can even tell from the size of it all is that he's not worn this in years. It's just a very I'd imagine just a very simple suit, almost like one that you'd see a stereotypical businessman in. Like he's got the hat and everything, very much like oh god, I immediately forgot a wonderful friend's character's name.
Father?
Just very honestly, yeah, like a lot like Father, I think. But very short on the length wise of everything. And as walk in, just go, glad Father was okay with covering the bill.
And as you come in, Diana stands. She's wearing the sort of 60s mini dress, black and white, lots of squares on it, the little chest cut out. She's got the knee-high white boots on. She's got the little headband. She just comes and gives you a little glass of champagne. She goes, there you go, darling.
Arabella's back in her sort of like, mod clothes, and she just sort of turns and like gives you a little like, sort of like chin chin.
Yeah, there's just that little thing between the whole group.
And then you hear agents. And coming from the back of the bookstore is Father, who's almost never outside of the dry cleaners, and says, I'm afraid, Jaden, you forgot something.
Yes.
And she looks back, and all of a sudden you hear, yip, 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 and Princess comes bounding out from behind, and can't really jump very hard. So
yeah, Jaden immediately is down on his knees and just like classic baby talk, like the whole bravado that he usually has is gone. He's immediately talking like, oh, how you doing, little princess? I'm so sorry I've been away for so long. Just a bunch of admirals. You know how they are. It's okay, I'm here now. And he's here now. And he's just playing with the little part of...
Agents, I want you to know that you single-handedly saved the United Kingdom and probably the world. Because of you. Mrs. McGregor, I'm so sorry. Arabella?
It's quite all right.
John Yacht and the Minister of Defense have been thwarted. Project Dolphin remains safe. The last piece, always in here. Now, I think you all deserve a bit of a holiday. James? And that fellow comes in with a tray of very expensive champagne and caviar and drops it down right there on top of the table. Says, well, agents, once again, someday you will be needed, but that is not today. And she sort of takes out a little mail carrier's cap because she's in disguise. And she just that's the only part of the disguise, by the way. She's actually just wearing a really nice suit, tailored.
And then a postman's hat.
And a little postman's hat. And then she gives you all a wink and walks out.
I would like to change my outfit real quick because Kai made a very good suggestion. I actually come in like my cricket kit.
Yes.
That's the only other thing I have. So I'm in my cricket kit.
Yes. Absolutely.
Complete with the pads.
Yes, the pads and everything.
Beautiful.
And as you all clink, the theme song comes up, and the lights
Freeze frame on the
freeze frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the lights go down. Now, as we end our episode, Loose Lips Sink Ships. By the way, if you could see the house, it has partially sunk into the lake. The Titanic manor. You all get
Just
to have
like his namesake.
Just like his namesake. You all get to have a new motif of your choice that you would carry with you into the future. Which new motif would you like to have based on this session? Or an extra point of karma?
Oh, I know one that I definitely want.
Tell me.
I think after this, Jaden has a pendant around his neck, and it's the photo of him and Princess. So I think the motif is like just despite being beautifully made, the locket opens and you see the photo of Jaden and Princess in I think specifically in emotionally tense moments rather than like physically like things gonna go down physically is when things are socially tense, I suppose.
Absolutely. Diana.
I think because it wasn't officially her motif before, but she's definitely earned it this episode. Change of costume.
Absolutely. Arabella.
I think just maybe like the stare or something.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
The psychic stare.
The psychic stare, yes.
Or this is your choice though. Is it the psychic stare or is it the librarian stare?
Oh, you know what? Librarian stare. Yes, the librarian
Yes.
stare. It's just like,
Yes.
do I need to quell a room?
Yay! That is your advancement, and I want to thank you all so much for this. It was such a lovely thing, and I imagine you all there with with your champagne at the end of our episode.
Turn and laugh.
Internal. Join us next week for the thrilling adventures of Spy Team 67. Where will you do me a favor? Just for fun? I have no idea when we're doing our next episode or what it will be, but if you would, for me, and I'm going to take notes, will you give me because we have to do scenes, right? Next week on Spy Team 67, can you just give me a flash of what happens to your character in the next episode?
Oh, okay.
Ninjas.
So there's
Fighting ninjas.
Yes.
And I think you see a scene of Jaden on the ground, like head bleeding, and a figure looming over them, but you see little Princess jump at their face.
Oh!
And that's my scene.
Fighting ninjas. Arabella, how are you fighting ninjas?
With a book. So I've got a big book and I'm just like, block, thunk. Throw the book at them, which is obviously made of styrofoam. Just,
yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. It's made of styrofoam. You know it is, right? Because it's like too massive. It's like this massive tome. Yes. Diana.
Okay, Diana is in a silver shiny jumpsuit. She's strapped to, by her wrists and her ankles to a board, and there's a laser slowly making its way towards her, and it's slowly spinning. Yeah, and she looks afraid for a moment, but there's like that shot where she looks kind of confident. Is she in space? Don't know. It looks like it. Maybe everything's silver.
Notes. It's right there. It's written down. I want you to know that our next adventure will involve ninjas, a laser, shiny spacesuit, or and underground looming figure and Princess to the rescue. That will be our next. That'll be in our next adventure.
Be the silver lame factory.
Ooh. Oh. Okay. And Riss is like, it should also be Christmas. It may be.
The Christmas special.
Christmas on the moon.
Oh, Christmas on the moon. That's the name of the title, by the way. That's the title of the next episode, Christmas on the Moon. That is the name of the next episode. I just want you all to know it. It's happening.
Oh my God.
I don't know when, but we will find out when our two-shot happens. So tell me all, if we could go around, if you could say who you are, where... I'm sorry, wait, I didn't do that right. Tell me. Go around. Say who you are and where we may find you next. And please, give love to one other player today.
Ooh.
Well, I don't need to be hypnotized to give love. I am Drac, or Draconics. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIKES. I actually am all over the place, honestly. Just follow me to find out where I am at any given moment. The only thing I will shout out, actually, I'll shout out two things because they're two very cool things I enjoy. On Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, for the next 5 or so weeks, I'm going to be playing the Doctor from Doctor Who in our Doctor Who campaign called Doctor Who: The Many Hearts Project. We premiered last week and we're coming back this week. If you notice me being a bit distracted during game, it's because we got character art, and I just got an update for it, and I'm very excited for everyone to see it.
Can you show us in the
Can you show us?
in this?
Yeah, I'll show you.
iTunes?
I'll show you in the group chat. All of you have to wait. Everyone else has to wait until for that. But I'll show you in the group chat. But it's like on the Lady May's channel. That's the Lady the May MEA on Twitch at 6 p.m. Eastern. On Tuesdays at I believe 4 p.m. Eastern. Unless I'm getting my time zones mixed up, I'm over on Table Story, in a homebrew campaign called Kingmakers, where I play a disgraced king. And it's been very intense, very surreal. We have PB as our GM, so you can only imagine how surreal it is.
What is the name of where the doctor is? I want to find it so I can put a link in.
Oh, the Lady May. So the Lady, then May is MEA.
She's great. I like her.
Yeah, I freaking adore May. They're the producer of that show, kind of behind the scenes for that. But they also run their own D&D campaign on Tuesdays. Check that out as well. Very cool. That's pretty much it. Just follow me on Twitter for everything else. It's very fun.
And what is the time and date for your Doctor Who game?
That is 6 p.m. Eastern.
On which day?
Mondays.
Thank you.
We have a very fun thing where I'm playing the Doctor, and everyone else is a doctor, so they have a doctorate or PhD, or the companions. So we have that very fun, very fun
Nice.
Dynamic there. But yeah, it's been fun playing with all of you. The love I'm going to give, I have to give it to Susie, because like all of the tropes he pulled in,
So good.
because like I get so carried away of like, okay, oh, I need to roll great. Okay, I rolled. Okay, now I'm gonna panic and figure out what to do. But you're like, I know exactly what trip I'm gonna pull in and make it work with this scene. It was incredible. The costume changes, the looks. I love the eyebrow communication through eyes and eyebrows. Incredible. Absolutely loved it. So I'm definitely giving love there. But just also in general, everyone was incredible. It's just so much fun playing with all of you. I hope we get to play again soon.
Oh, I'm sure we will, and then we'll probably get our other agents back. You know, I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Fuzzy.
More agents, small fun. Oh God. Yeah. Hi, I'm Fuzzy. I do things over on twitch.tv/Fuzzy Freaks. And also I draw sometimes and put it on my coffee. Is it Kofi or coffee? I can never remember.
I always say Kofi, but people say coffee as well.
And I think people say, I've heard Ko-Fi.
Or Ko-Fi as well, like sci-fi, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like what? But anyway, yeah, I do art and put it on there sometimes because I like drawing things.
What's your coffee?
It's Fuzzy Freaks. I've got a cohesive brand nonsense. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, and I'm doing a lot of Red Dead roleplay at the moment because it's just absolutely giving me serotonin like you wouldn't believe. And God knows I need that. So yeah, I do a lot of roleplay nonsense.
Oh, that's how you spell that. Okay, I spelled it wrong. I'm dropping the link for you. All
right, sorry. Don't give me the look. That's scary.
My job is to go and like up you all and give you all love, so I'm gonna do it.
I know. I'm Boom. Not right. Yes, yes. Anyway, yes, that's me. And I would like to give big shout outs to Drac for just being absolutely fantastic. Because yeah, like I just love it. I just love Drac. He's great.
Thank you.
Don't ask me for specifics because my brain has just gone like no.
I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you need to sit down and think about some specific things, and it's just, but it was all good, and I don't know, it's a blur.
It's fair.
I might be very tired as well.
It's also fair. Susie.
Hello, everyone. I am Susie, otherwise known as Susanna Grace. I'm a streamer, I'm an illustrator, I'm a media and marketing coordinator, I'm an art director, I'm a writer. But you can catch me all over the internet at Susanna Grace, and that's Susanna with one N, please. Otherwise, a very lovely American lady gets all the tweets that are meant for me, and she's very confused. But yeah, you can probably next catch me doing RPG stuff when my next A Song of Ice and Fire campaign comes out.
What?
Yeah.
You should say a bit more about that.
So if you followed my stuff before, you know I was a part of After the Fire, which was a Song of Ice and Fire campaign that we ran for 3 years over on the Follow Black Cats channel. And I GM'd for the North on Encounter Roleplay, where I GM'd for the lovely Trooper, and I put his poor Mesa through some real bad stuff.
The best bad
but I'm
stuff,
going to be doing that again to some of my lovely friends. It's going to be set in Dawn, around Nymeria's conquest, just after the death of her husband at the hands of Yorick Ironwood in the Third Battle of the Boneway. So if any of that makes any sense to you, then please do come along. It's going to be like 1,000 years before Game of Thrones. So it's like some real, I'm like getting my proper Westeros history research on, like I'm going for it. We don't have a date for that yet, but that will be over on Follow Black Cats on Twitch. Other than that, I think that's about it for me. You know, I stream on Twitch sometimes when I feel like it.
And
So,
your love? Your love.
I have many loves, Trooper.
No, give love to somebody.
I know. But no, I would like to give my love to Fuzzy. Arabella was fantastic. She's the MVP. She saved all our asses from a psychic beating.
I just stared at somebody a bit.
Look, as a Brit, and as Brits here, mostly Brits, sorry, Trooper, we know the power of a stare.
Yeah.
We know how much a stare can convey.
Yes. Also, the maintaining eye contact is like, it's rough, man. It's rough.
It is. It's
it's
contrary to our natures. But here we are. We did it.
Hi, how are you?
So I will say, for eyes, the Innocence horror film, right? Psychological thriller from 1965, 64 with Deborah Carr. It's based on Turn of the Screw. Good sort of like gothic horror, right? So much spotlight just on her eyes as she's like freaking out about, Haunted Mansion, or is it sort of story? If you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's really good. It's really, really good. Lots of eyes. Like, they're just some actors who are so good with their eyes, Dinah Rigg is really good with her eyes, by the way. I recommend Midsummer Night's Dream, the 1969 version from the Royal Shakespeare Company, I think it's directed by Peter Brook. It has got Diana Rigg, Helen Mirren, Judi Dench.
God damn.
I know. Ian Holm, Ian Richardson. Like, it is just, yeah. You just
all of the hotties. Oh my God.
Yes, and all of the fairies are naked and painted green with like applied leaves because it was the 60s.
It's the 60s.
Yes.
You gotta.
Oh my gosh.
To Google.
So, and I'm troopersjp. I was gymming this madness, and I really want to thank the creator of the Game of the Agency for doing this lovely game. I love the ways in which each sort of reduction of threat allows the players to narrate how they move forward and if they punch somebody out or whatever they do. I love that. I love the flexibility of it, and it's a fun game. It's not very expensive. You can get it on itch or on drive-through, and you can find me tonight at 8 p.m. over at Praxagora the Smophoria, which is the season finale of The Witcher Roads Home, and then on Monday at 8 p.m. I don't know if this Wednesday. I don't know if we're doing this Wednesday. I'm running Upon the Hexhamshire Moors, a Good Society game over at Laugh Love Lindy's, and Friday on my channel at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can see part 2 of the Night's Black Agent solo ops game I'm running, which I'm now calling Seasons of Death Autumn. And that's Jason Bourne meets Dracula. And that's where you can find me. And I want to give love to every single person. I want to give love to everyone's improbability. Everyone's ability to just yes and this. When Arabella's like, Mrs. McGregor. Oh, I knew it. When Diana Darling pulls out the pipe, which is actually a dart gun, and she misses the captain, but with her compact sees that she hit the other goon.
That was so good.
Brilliant. And also that moment when Jaden stands up using Intimidate on our Jenny Slander, who was not the real psychic after all. It was Mrs. McGregor down below. And just headbutts her. So good. So good. So I want to give love to this cast. You are lovely, and I cannot wait for more. And that is us. Take care of yourselves.
Love to you as well. You get love. You get love. Yes.
You get love. Incredible
Yes,
GMing.
can we just for Trooper's character work? Every single character in this was different, was vibrant, was perfect with the tropes, you know, the psychic powers, the godly old admirals.
Yes.
So good.
And the excitement when you come up with something, he's just there like, oh yeah, it's so nice to have an enthusiastic DM. It's GM, DM. But yes, it's just so good. So good.
Yeah.
Love it.
Look, I'm here for your excitement. You know what I mean? Like, I've got some bad guys who are doing stuff, but I want to know what you come up with. And when you come up with great things, I was like, oh, that breaking of the window? Nice. Oh, yeah, this ship's going down. I mean, like, it's going to happen. You're all going to destroy the manor. It's going to be so good. I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I suppose I should give a send out to all of us. And the send out will be, and this is I will only do this for this show, Spy Team 67. What Mrs. Peel said to John Steed in the episode The Forget Me Not when she left the show, both the character and the actor. She said, always keep your bowler on in times of trouble and watch out for diabolical masterminds.
Aww.
Take care, everybody, and we will catch you all on the flip side.